Last session, you rocked up to the town of Holton,
Yes.
met Jasper and what did I call her? Ruby. And Llewellyn, who was not happy with Jasper and Ruby. After some discussions as to what the uh, the two dwarves were doing out here, you decided to try and help them out by finding the uh, the lost intersections of the ley lines that should have been doing something and weren't. You found one that was very backed up and helped it empty itself out, and then it began to rain real hard. You're currently camping next to that site, and it is bucketing it down.
Yeah. Chris and B were heading out under the makeshift umbrella.
Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't think of this at all last session, but the way you just described it being backed up, in a new light.
Mm.
Now it's
Yeah,
raining.
that's what Ziga was saying earlier. Besides the fact that he doesn't really like the rain and thus would not want to go out anyway, his logic is that if it's been backed up for a while, it may need to run a cycle or two before it peters out. So Ziga's content to just wait here and let it run its cycle until it eventually calms down.
And I think someone made a good point that this is actually a bit higher ground, so may actually be a good idea to stay here rather than try to leave.
Oh no, I think the intention was to go and check that there's no weird shit going on at the actual
right, yeah. No, that's
altar-y bit.
that's what we were doing for the immediate now. I guess I was more talking about like after that. But okay, I guess we go check it out. So presumably was Ziga not going to go out? I guess was Tulip going to brave the rain?
No, I think Tulip just went straight back into the tent.
Ah, okay, got it.
I thought we were still like doing watch and stuff. Tulip was standing guard, but that's cool.
It is morning now, I believe.
Yeah, we have done the sleep move.
Tulip has done her guardly duty.
Mm-hmm. It's also raining buckets.
Yes. Whole entire buckets.
Each raindrop is a whole bucket.
Hence why we should stay in the tent.
Mm.
If it were actually raining buckets, I'm not sure the tent would save us.
No, it wouldn't. It is the rain is not an immediate danger to life, but it sure ain't happy being out there.
He stays very close.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
umbrella.
yeah, the laziest umbrella. Right, I guess we just can I see if we're here, if we've wandered over here, can we see anything going on at the weird raised diocese bit?
Not really. It's weathering the rain quite well.
Yeah.
But it's there's nothing particularly fancy going on over there.
Are these pools filling up again?
No, it's all running straight down the holes.
Okay, the drains are doing the thing.
Yeah.
Is anything else running down the holes visibly?
Bit of mud.
Not again.
Presumably the
grinder
walkway
effect?
sections, these sections right here, they're permeable to water.
They seem to be permeable enough, yeah.
So like the sections that fill up in this pool will drain out to one of the nearby.
Yeah, eventually they're getting a little bit puddly, but they're not filling up.
Gotcha.
Okay, fair enough. And I guess these wells probably actually have like a blender effect at the bottom, even though B did not personally check with her body at the end of the day.
Mm.
So it's probably fine, even if some mud and stuff goes in there. It was kind of weird that they all backed up, but anyway, if we don't see anything from here, shall we get a little closer?
Yeah, sure, we can wander up. Let's go to here. Whoops.
Can you all do me a perception, please?
Okay.
All of us.
All of you.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Perception. Where's it gone? I always lose it on this sheet.
Fucking savant tulip over here.
Where is it? Oh, there.
Tulip is truly the master of all.
Yes.
9, lol.
So Chris's mind is elsewhere. But everyone else notices that there isn't really any wind.
Oh.
So the rain is coming straight down.
It's pretty much coming straight down, which for a real big lot of rain like this is quite weird. Because it normally comes with some kind of front, and that normally causes some wind. But no, it's just coming straight down.
Well, it's B's assumption at this point that it's not a natural source. It's not a natural rain cloud.
Mm.
Probably a result of the water affinity energy that's been released, essentially. Kind of just turned into clouds and shit.
Yeah.
The main question on her mind right now is whether or not it's actually going to end at some point.
Yeah,
Or-
that was my query as to whether, like, I was wondering whether we'd see like some sort of weird magic circle thing going on with like maybe an indicator as to when it would end. But I'm just gonna wander along and see if we can find anything.
That would be
Literal,
very high
literal giant egg timer on top of the ruin, just
Yes.
ticking down.
That's what this
Yes.
is. Holy shit. It's round for a reason.
Mm,
Look, it even looks like an egg in the middle.
it does.
See?
That
Look,
was totally intentional.
I know exactly what I'm on about. I'm
Yeah.
not climbing over the stupid rock. I'm going over here.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm just assuming that B is sticking with Chris
Yeah,
as we
yeah.
go. So
doesn't look-
I'm gonna. Sorry, carry on.
It doesn't look like there are any mud snakes that are forming, does it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Mud
good.
snakes. So if I wander up to here, I'm just gonna like take a look in the Wasset. Which I assume.
Sure. Do me a perception and also do me an athletics.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
crap.
I'm guessing I have to be-
Okay.
And B as well, yes, please.
Okay.
Perception. Yay.
Athletics. Okay.
It's not too bad for me.
Risk it, or do I just take 10?
Take 10.
I have assurance. I'll take 10. So I have 14.
Cool. It's real slippy, but you make it up without falling off.
Sounds good.
You don't really see anything unsurprising on you up there. It's as it was before, but now very wet. The floor at the very bottom is a little bit standing water-y, a little bit flooded, but it was before. It never really fully drained from the others.
Okay. So nothing much going on.
Nothing
Okay.
much going on.
Well, I guess we should head back then. Sort of Chris asks B.
And she shrugs and she says, "I guess." And maybe it will just, finish up after a while.
Yeah, peter out by itself.
If we, as long as we're not in any danger here, it might be a good thing just to keep an eye on it until it does.
Oh, we'll just stay here. Oh, we can do.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I think it'd be hard to move much of a distance in this rain without.
Oh, you don't mean like literally out here at the diocese
Oh,
bit?
no.
You mean
I
at
mean
the tent?
I mean just in this area.
Oh, you can do.
Another thing I just realized. I don't know if we ever asked this. What are these rocks? Are they like pieces of pillar from the buildings, or are they do they look like something else?
They're just rocks. They
Okay.
just look
Are they
like rocks.
Are they so conspicuously square?
No.
Okay.
They're conspicuously square because I had square rock assets.
Okay.
I
Fair
will
enough.
be transparent about that one.
Fair enough. Are they all the exact same size? In
No, they just quite handily block the thing, so you have to think about where you're moving when you're fighting the water snakes.
Got it. So it's not someone is sabotaging the thing here with strategically placed rocks clogging up the arteries or anything like that.
I mean, there might have been rocks down the arteries at some point, but
That's true. All right, but yeah, B says, I think we're done up here at least.
Sure. I mean, Chris will just wander back to the tent.
Do we see
Yeah.
Tulip out here in the open?
I mean,
Getting
she's
wet
just
inexplicably.
She's just meandering. She gets lost sometimes. It's not a big deal.
It is like torrential downpour. She just like doesn't care.
No?
I feel like Tulip wouldn't care.
That's actually what I thought earlier too, but just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Abbott and I are chilling in the tent where it is dry.
Yes, Tabit is probably unwilling to leave the tent at present.
Mm.
Is now a good time to bring up the fact that most tents are not waterproof; they're just water resistant.
No.
Especially in like this day and age. Like you didn't buy an enchanted anti-water tent.
It's probably just oiled tarp, like
Yeah.
cloth or something.
You know what's drier than being out in the open?
Is
Yeah.
being in a tent, yeah.
Being under my magic shield.
Your magic shield that's covering like a 2-foot radius.
It-
And granted, the
no,
water
it-
is
we-
falling straight
but,
down.
but it's fine because it's falling straight down. We're all good.
Even so, you and B are basically committing a terms of service violation by being under that shield together.
Lol.
Like it's very tight.
Yes. Also, having experienced this kind of rain before, and I'm sure you have too, the water's probably bouncing from the ground as well.
A little
It's
bit.
not
It
like,
is like dirt
I guess.
and not asphalt, so it's not quite as bouncy. But
True. I just remember one time when I was going home from school, it was raining super hard. I think I got wet up to like my thighs from the water that was bouncing off the ground. It was
I mean, if we wander our way back all the way over to the tent,
So
and we
Zigga
let.
has a theory.
Sorry.
Zigga has a theory.
Okay. Chris will let you know that nothing weird is going on at the altar thing.
Okay, well that reinforces my theory then. My idea is basically that we have restored whatever this process is in this area, and that this is probably, based on the way that the weather is acting, a localized event. That if we walked away from it, it would more than likely stop within a certain radius of the thing. However, it would be nice to just wait around for just like maybe 2 more hours to find out if it slows down or peters out or anything like that. But if it continues at this current pace that it is going at right now, he suggests that we leave and see if it goes away like almost immediately after we leave a certain area.
I think B would tend to agree with that assessment. It's a little too suspicious of a rainstorm to be natural, so that sounds reasonable to her. Yeah, I mean, unless
I mean, we
anyone
can
else-
just wait about for a bit and then head off, I suppose. Does anything happen if we wait here for 2 hours?
nope, it keeps fucking raining.
Does it get harder?
As hard.
As hard, yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't get any worse. It doesn't get any better.
Nope.
Okay, so yeah, then that's what Zigga was thinking. So, yeah, so then we like I think we should move on.
Yep. Okay. I guess we wander. We have a compass, right? So we want to wander southeast-ish from here.
Let me bring us. Hold on. There.
Yeah, we're gonna wander
So, like,
southeast,
Southeast,
And-
east.
So
and
you're,
Zigga's
you're heading back to town.
yeah,
Cool.
and Zigga's using detect magic to triangulate ley lines to make sure that we're going in roughly the right direction.
Sure. Okay. Whoever is navigating, please do a survival.
+1.
I guess that's me as well.
Mhm.
At this
Yeah,
point.
you're doing the primary navigating.
Lol.
Okay.
Rolled a 2. Boom.
Wait, can I give it a try? I think my survival's pretty decent.
You can if you think Chris is doing a bad job, yeah.
Watch me fuck it up. Yep.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice.
I mean, it's not
Nice.
much worse. Let's be honest.
Nice.
Okay, so as you move away from the site, it does get less intense, but quite slowly. You are now a few hours from the place, somewhere, not in town.
We can't
I'd
have
like to
gone
think-
that far wrong because we've got a compass. It's not like
I'd
I can
like-
end up walking this way. That's not
True.
possible.
No, true.
Well, east,
I
west.
I'd like to think that basically the way it works is that you have your compass pointed in the right direction. We're headed in the right direction, but and the like let's say the DC was like 12 or something and you rolled an 8. That's not a crit failure because you didn't fail by 5 or more or whatever. So we're headed in the general right direction, but we're not headed in the exact right direction to get back to town. So we end up either north or south of the town, based on the heading that we're headed in. Also, unrelated to that conversation, I'm picturing Zigga like really disliking the rain generally, and is like displaced Tabit and like climbed up on your shoulders under your shield.
I don't know. I don't know if Chris can support that weight for a long journey.
Despite the fact
No.
that Zigga is like a full-sized
Yeah.
adult.
Yeah, it's Tulip, B, Chris, Zigga, Tabit, Shield.
We're stacked like a cheerleader pile.
Yes,
That would explain my poor navigation.
it would. I will also bring that up.
Okay, so
What?
we've been a couple kilometers, but not too there yet.
The average walking speed is like 5 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, no, it's fine, it's fine. I was just worried that we're gonna somehow end up like by the fucking river here.
No. You're not. You don't think you're doing that badly. You're not a complete idiot.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
there could be a passing lightning elemental attracted by the rain cloud, and it could have messed with the compass. No, it's all possible.
I'm
Well-
also giving you an opportunity to either change what you're doing or roll again. To maybe
Well, I
get a better
guess-
score.
I guess we have to roll again because I don't have a better option.
Cool.
Sweet.
You will comment that it seems to be letting up seems to be getting less. Less.
It's not
severe.
letting up as quick as you thought.
More like as quick as she hoped. Because if this keeps up, it might actually hit the town. She feels like.
Well, that's a good
Yeah, that
thing.
is a worry.
You think
like-
you're about there now?
What?
I've moved the F3 counter or token.
What's
Oh,
You
yeah,
think
yeah.
you're about there.
What's
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Okay.
That's better.
Okay. Would Tulip also like to try?
I don't think she needs to.
Okay. There's always the option of trying.
I think technically because the compass, I'm at 24.
Mm.
Yeah, no, Tulip's not needed at the moment.
How long would you like to trust this roll?
As long as I physically can.
Okay. You rock up in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
it's still raining?
Like, I wouldn't be a GM if I didn't give you the occasional opportunity to shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, that is fair.
To be fair,
Go on.
to be fair in character, I don't think we actually know if it's a good roll or not.
No. But that's fine. I'm not gonna bust your balls over a survival check to navigate a woods in the rain. That's not worth it. You arrive in town. It's raining.
Yes.
It's not biblical rain, but it's raining. Everyone is once again gathered in the center.
Hmm.
no.
But this time it's less confrontational and more concerned as Llewellyn is just on the floor.
What, like face down?
No,
or what?
well, the people are trying to tend to him, and he's on his back, and he's not looking great. He seems like semi-lucid and yelling a bit.
Oh,
I
jeez.
mean, if gargling rainwater is probably not the best look.
No,
He's like a turkey. He's just got his mouth open and he's
Yeah.
drowning.
he's looking up to
What?
the sky, going, "Give me your cummy, sky daddy."
No.
What the fucking fuck? What in the fuck? No.
Guy Daddy has been pretty backed up recently.
Yeah,
I am the Sand Guardian, Guardian of the Sands. Poseidon quivers before me.
but in that way.
Oh,
Fuck
and that-
off.
Oh
Perfect.
no. This dude is legitimately just like fucking the old Abe Simpson about him yelling at the cloud.
He kind of is, but it
Yeah.
doesn't look like he's yelling out of consternation so much as straight up confusion and like
Sadness.
sadness.
Sound like
Yeah.
what are we saying?
Okay, we should check on him probably.
I guess we rock up to the crowd and sort of
I-
I'll wander over to what was his name? Jasper?
Yeah.
Jasper.
Jasper.
What's going on?
We don't know. He just kind of fell over and started gibbering.
How long ago?
A few hours.
Ah.
Hmm.
Weird.
B is gonna say to Chris, "Can you tell what's wrong with him?"
I can take a look. Medicine roll? Question mark?
Mm-hmm.
Is that or occultism? But I don't think it is a cult, so I'm gonna roll medicine. Eh,
Not a character.
He's an old man.
is that it?
B will
Hmm?
nod to Sega.
Yeah.
Um,
It's. I mean, he's a bit bruised up at the moment, having been slightly seizing on the ground for a while.
Did you just slip or something?
Are you asking that in character?
No. I'm asking you, with that medicine roll, does it just
Oh.
look like he slipped?
Well, he definitely fell over. But whether or not that caused it or was caused by this, you can't really tell.
is there a big skid mark anywhere near him?
Yes.
on his breeches.
God.
Wow, we're very puerile today, aren't we?
No, that's
Like-
his breeches.
Wow.
I'm assuming
Yes. Well, there may well be, but it's probably been drowned by the rain by now.
Okay, fair enough.
He's not like a plowing machine. He didn't put a great big furrow in the earth if he slipped over.
Sure.
Or maybe he is a plowing machine, if you know what I mean.
Oh no.
God. I meant that literally.
That is so aggressively juvenile, and I love it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What is he babbling? If it's if it's actual words at all.
You hear what you suspect to be a few names. Who can speak Elven?
Me.
Only you can decipher his toxicity, Chris. Go on.
So Chris understands him to be occasionally mentioning balance, which isn't particularly surprising because he was all about that before.
Sure.
It's not a whole lot different to what he was going on about before.
Okay.
More aggressively confused.
Yes.
And Chris will like stand up from having examined him and just sort of wander back over to everyone and be like, I think he's just old and fell over. That's about it.
B is gonna say, is it maybe a good idea to, get him inside?
It can be a little awkward because he might have hurt his back or something. It's probably worth just like letting him get up at his own pace.
I mean, he's been down there for quite a while now. We didn't want to move him in case it was a bad idea. None of us are really medics, but
I don't think he's like
Uh,
any worse off than it looks. I mean, Chris will just sort of wander over and try and give him a hand up. Like,
before that, is there any? Can I make an Arcana or a Nature roll to see if if I know of any like allergies to healing magic, basically, or like people having adverse reactions to it?
what type of healing would that be? A primal healing you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Then do a nature.
Okay.
Not normally. Primal or other magical effects may interfere with healing, but unless he's undead, which he isn't, as far as you're aware.
As far as we know, and if he is, then we'll find out.
You'll find out very quickly, yeah. Assuming there's no foul play going on, then he should be fine.
Sure. Okay. Just wanted to double check in case
being old did something to that. She's gonna cast a heal spell, which is just in case there is a physical wound somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was the heal spell there. Okay, yes, cool. Yeah, he, as far as you can tell, he has been healed. He
Okay.
is still babbling.
And she gets into position to try to help him up with Chris.
Sure.
Should-
I mean, can I roll a cult to see whether there is some funny shenanigans going on here, as opposed to him just being an old bloke who fell over?
You can.
Mm.
Maybe?
Hmm.
Maybe?
There could be some weirdness happening.
There could be
He
some
might have been
weirdness
cursed or
happening.
something.
He might have been cursed. He might have had an adverse reaction to something.
Being old.
He might just be old.
Then he's allergic to being old.
He might be allergic to being old, but you'd think if he were, he would have shown symptoms quite a bit sooner, given he has been old for as long as he's been old.
Okay. Yeah, I'll help him up with B.
Cool. It's quite difficult because he's kind of spasming a little.
Oh, he's having a seizure.
He's
That's
having,
Okay.
yeah, he's having.
In which case,
a
if
bit
he's
of a seizure.
if he's actually having a seizure, then I will let Tulip help him up.
Oh, okay.
No, you're
I mean-
stronger than me.
Okay, yeah, Tulip will try and pick him up.
Okay.
Is he
Go on.
He's not holding a stick, is he?
The stick's on the floor.
Okay. B will take it and hold it kind of
Pawn it.
a little farther away from him, just in case he decides to try to grab it and bonk someone with it.
Sure. Yeah, Tulip can manage Llewellyn pretty trivially. Again,
Right.
it's not easy or particularly comfortable, but it's not too difficult to get him off the ground.
So, does anybody know where this guy lives so we can, like, take him home, or...?
Are we just going to take him into the church for now?
Yeah, I was gonna say somebody needs to watch over him. He
Okay.
can't just like you can't just like put him in a rocking chair at his house and
He'll
walk
be
off.
fine.
Okay.
Put a
okay.
nice big picture of iced tea next to him and let him.
Papa. Okay, Tulip will carry him inside and sit with him.
Sure.
Could she try and, like, figure out what the fuck he's talking about? Like, I don't know if there's anything I could do. I don't know if I have.
Yeah, I mean, if you say, does anyone know what he's talking about? Chris will just be like, he's like mumbling about balance and something. I don't know. Is there something I need to roll to make like a concerted effort to understand him, or hint?
What? How would you do to decipher something? Can you decipher
Society?
something?
Society, int? I have no fucking clue.
Decipher writing is society, but that's not really what this is.
Could I
Intuition.
make a diplomacy roll to see if I can get him to, like, actually talk to us or calm him down or anything?
You can try.
I think that would only work if he is actually actively trying to not talk to
Well,
us.
the good news is he's not exactly compos mentis right now, so you didn't upset him with your one.
You may have insulted his mother, though.
Yeah.
I'd like to think what happened there is Tulip went to talk and bit herself on the fucking cheek. It was just like,
A particularly rough spasm just he whacked you in the face while you were trying to talk.
yeah.
And you cussed him out for it, and I'm like, oh no, he doesn't know what he's doing. It's not his fault, shit.
Alright, I guess Tulip will just stay with him and try and monitor in case he says anything useful.
Does Tulip know Elven?
She's half elf, but I don't know.
You haven't actually picked languages on your sheet, which is under
Cool,
the
so-
detail section.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to say she speaks Common and Elven, that works for me.
Yeah, alright.
Cool.
That would be a reasonable.
Given that she's half Elven and was raised by
Yeah.
elves, that would be a reasonable assumption.
Mm-hmm.
It is mostly gibbering about balance, and you might maybe catch a reference to shrines.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
And fools and meddling and
Oh.
kids.
Oh no. It
Uh
all seems
oh.
to be targeted and specific.
Okay. Cool. And there's
Alright.
no way to break through to this guy, it sounds like.
Not by talking to him with your mouth, and that isn't a pure roll statement.
Sure.
Meanwhile, sorry, go on.
Ziga wants to talk to Jasper and Ruby
Mm-hmm.
and pull them off to the side, presumably in the church,
Mm-hmm.
like away from the townsfolk and potentially even away from Llewellyn, and basically say we found quite a bit inside the ruins.
Ruins?
Well, of sorts. And he'll pull out some of the sketches that he took. Specifically, the sketch that is specifically about like the layout of the area,
Mm-hmm.
where the water shrine was,
Mm-hmm.
and put it out on the table and describe like roughly what they did while they were there.
Sure. They're gonna nod and comprehend, and then slowly look rather concerned, and then look out the window at the rain.
And so Chris was telling me that Llewellyn is speaking about balance, and I'm wondering if perhaps there are some other runes that are in the area of the forest that are perhaps out of sync now, because if they were all stopped up like they were with this one, and now we've refreshed one of them, but now the others are out of sync, being not fixed, that might contribute to the problem. But I'm just speculating.
I mean, maybe. We didn't even know there were ruins out there.
Well, how much taller was that spire compared to the rest of the forest in that swampy area?
Oh, the pillar that you took the rubbing off of that was in the middle of that pool. That one?
Yeah. He starts to pull that diagram out too,
Sure.
or that rubbing out. But like, how much taller than that was that than the surrounding forest?
Maybe a story and a half below the treetops for sure.
So not taller than the forest.
Not taller than the forest.
Okay. Well, I mean, because that was relatively close to that hill, right?
Yes.
Well, actually, the hill is taller than the forest, so it should be relatively easy to see if you were like coming from air, like above, or if you climb to the top of a tree, you should be able to see the hill from a distance.
Is the hill taller than the forest? I got the impression it wasn't.
It's not a particularly tall hill, and it's not the only hill.
Okay. Well, I mean, it is a hill, so at least it's
I don't think we would be able to recognize unless we were actually near enough to see the thing on top of it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, so Ziga will basically say, like we give as many identifying details as he can as to where it is, and I mean, because that was relatively close to where we saw that spire, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he'll describe the swampy area. He'll describe the spire sticking up out of the earth. Here's the rubbings that I took off of it. That looks to be Elven script. And close by, we discovered the shrine where we unplugged it, and I'm wondering if perhaps there's other similar shrines out in the forest, or perhaps there's some sort of like elemental balance thing. Like perhaps there's an air shrine and a fire shrine and an earth shrine or whatever. I don't know. Like, but obviously it's had some sort of adverse reaction on this dude. And he gestures to Lewin.
Oh, maybe so. Maybe so. He hands the rubbings straight to Ruby, who goes off to her desk and starts looking stuff up. And this seems to be quite a bit above and also to the left of Jasper's pay grade.
To the left.
Yeah, like it's not even in his chain of command. This is a different
Oh,
department
right, sure.
entirely.
Sure.
Sure.
So he's kind of lost as to what should really be done about this at this point.
B, I think at some point would have moved from Llewellyn to where Zigga is talking to Jasper and formerly previously Ruby. And she will say, there was that other place where the ley lines intersected. Maybe that would be a good place to check first.
That's what I was thinking. Is if we're going to find more shrines, we're probably going to find them where there are ley lines that intersect.
Yeah, because presumably these shrines were built on those intersections to help regulate the intersections, basically.
Well, it's possible.
And
This is just me making guesses again.
that being said, I don't need to sound crass in light of the fact that we've got this gentleman here that's obviously ill, but I believe we've more than exceeded the terms of the bounty of sorts that you said that you'd put out on information, and I'd like to see if we could be compensated for it.
Now?
Well,
B is gonna give Zigga a look. She doesn't say anything for the moment. It's just that look in the past when someone's been doing something in a public place that is probably not supposed to be done or said there. So time, place, kid.
we're as isolated away from everybody else as we can be. Like, there's no townsfolk in here. Llewellyn is incapacitated, so we're just talking with Jasper. Like, Ruby isn't even part of the picture at this point.
How about we make sure your actions in interacting with the thing that we asked you to simply find don't result in the death of a beloved townsperson?
And B is gonna say, it's probably best if we, he, and she points at Jasper, we don't.
Oh.
Zigga's like, beloved seems like a little bit.
Yeah, Chris was like, I was about to say, Chris literally like walks over and it's like, isn't beloved a bit of a stretch?
Do you know how it's going to look if the town elder dies as the result of something that we asked you to do?
As far as anyone else knows right now, it has nothing to do with that. They're entirely unrelated.
Oh, I'm sure it'll stay that way then, won't it? There won't be any rampant speculation.
Zigga has nothing to say to that.
Zigga is familiar with how the Court of Public Appeals works, I'm sure. And it is not kind. This man was actively railing against Jasper and Ruby, and then you lot showed up, and then went out, and then he had a big fit in the middle of town.
Yeah, clearly nothing to do with us. We weren't even here.
Clearly nothing to do with you.
I mean,
it's some voodoo.
kinda, yeah.
Chris
So
is,
yeah, Zigga's content to let's go check out the other ley line intersection, and that's not the only other one, right? There's another one further out, even towards the other town, right?
Oh, there are loads of intersections of ley lines on that map if you bring it up.
I don't mean like just two. I mean like
big intersections. Yeah,
there were like three, I think, that were major intersections of like 3 or more lines.
1, 2, 3 had at
Rev, your internet or mic is doing a bad. You keep super cutting out.
Yeah, there's three places where there's 3 or more lines that intersect, and we only have gone to the first one of the 3. That's the one that's closest.
Mm.
And then if we head due west, we'll come across the major one. And then if we head further west towards the other town, we come across the last one. Oh, no, wait, there's one more in the south and north. Okay, there's a total of 5. And actually, they're literally all equidistant from each other from the center, roughly. And no one else is talking, so I'm wondering if I'm also disconnected.
No,
No,
you're
no.
good. I'm just not interrupting this lovely player discovery moment.
Okay.
Ah, Rev, you seem to be alive.
Yeah.
Your internet it may be doing a bad.
Yeah, I keep talking, and then after a few seconds, I realize I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
And I'm presumably cutting out on
Yes.
your end.
Yes.
So yeah, I propose that we head out into the forest a second time, and instead of immediately going to the center, I wonder if instead we should head to this southern ley line intersection point. Does everybody know what I'm talking about? Everybody see it on the map?
Let me double check.
I think okay, so I didn't hear your discovery, but I think I have discovered your discovery. There's 4 surrounding points which each have 3 intersections around the
Correct.
middle.
And then there's one in the center that has 4.
4. Yep. Got it. Okay, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, sure.
So if we discover a similar water shrine, then we could probably assume at that point that all of the exterior ones at least are water. Or alternatively, if this is a typical 4-element thing, then it might be
bonanza.
that might be related to, like, a different element. Like it might be a fire themed shrine of some sort. And so we'll see. Like, I mean, we won't know until we get there.
Well, it's worth a try.
Yep.
Probably just because of the distance, B's gonna say it's probably we should probably be prepared for just to hit them all one after another. I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Rather than trying to, I mean, alternatively though, we on the western side we could just spend the night at the town. I mean, we'll be so close to it at that point.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Makes
I mean,
sense to me.
Ziga like points out the spots on the map in front of Jasper and looks for some sort of feedback from him, I guess.
He checks the map to make sure that you're not fucking it up, and agrees that they are, in fact, there does appear to be a pattern there. And doesn't really have any better ideas than that. So yeah, that sounds like a plan.
The alternative would be if you wanted to, it would be a lot less work. If you wanted to have us go back to the original shrine and push rocks or something like big inside the thing so that they can't drain and undo the damage. He puts in quotation marks the damage that we did.
Do you think that'll stop it?
I mean, it'll stop the rain, presumably. And then the church can do a proper investigation if you want them to. But things will go back to the way they were prior to this. But that may not necessarily be a good thing.
I just want this fixed. I don't want to lose my job over this. I don't want this guy to die because of this. If this is why this guy is dying.
Well, then I guess we best get mosey on.
I like how he deliberately didn't answer my question so that it's the culpability is on us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a normal thing to have happen, right? You don't want to take the blame if you can
No,
help it.
there's no buck passing here. You've solidly got that buck. He's gonna give a big sigh and then go over to to the work area and rummage around a bit and come back with some money for supplies, because you did do the thing and now you're going to try and do more thing and help, and I guess that's a good enough reason to justify paying you, even if it does go badly.
Yeah, I was like, I'd rather get some money now. If things go poorly in the future, we don't get paid at all. That would suck.
Yes. Well, if
So,
things go
while-
poorly in the future, you'll probably be arrested for, like, domestic terrorism or something. So,
Domestic terrorism.
or you've intentionally gone out and caused a natural disaster, which is pretty
Yes.
terrible.
Intentionally.
Intentionally, yeah. Look, the church is going to need a fall guy for this one if it does go that far south. Let's say 15 gold for now.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I think that's an appropriate amount of treasure to be giving to people at level 2.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't
think.
know. I have any idea.
Yeah,
what your
I don't
economy
have
is.
context.
So
Yeah,
is
I've
that
got
15 gold for everyone, or is that 15 gold for each?
15 gold each currently. No,
Okay.
15 gold for everyone currently.
Yeah, I was
So
going to say between everyone, right?
Knock it up to 16 for an even 4 for everyone instead of 3 gold, 7
Oh,
silver.
fine. Jesus, needy.
Yeah.
Okay.
You like nice round numbers, right?
I do like nice round numbers.
There you go.
All right. So yeah, Zazuga points out this. Well, I can't click on it, but the southern intersection, and it's like, look. So we're gonna head there first.
Okay.
Cat that is singing the song of his people to me right
I was
now.
going to say, I hear a lot of...
I don't know why he's doing this, but
Actually,
he's singing the song of his people.
He's singing the song of your people, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and I mean it's still relatively early out. I mean it's like what 10 or 11 a.m. So,
Closer to like 1 p.m.
okay.
Yeah,
I
we
mean
did have
It
to
was
do a
Zaga-
walk back.
it was 25 kilometers, give or take, from the water site to town, which is about 5 hours of walking in good conditions.
in yeah, I was gonna say I think we could probably get to this location, and he points to it again. Probably by nightfall, or at the very least we can get to the area around it, and then we can look for it in the morning.
Would you like to mark the approximate location of that site on this map with the paint tool?
Yeah. Give me just a second. Ziga is not a survivalist, but
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
you have
say-
you have 2 maps, and you need to put a point on one of them from the other.
I'm gonna guess like roughly right around here.
Sure. So
If we had a cent.
that's like 12 hours of walking.
Hmm.
So you'd get there shade after midnight, about 1 a.m.
Okay, so probably too far to walk them, but we still probably just spent. I mean, like rather than wasting the entire rest of the day, like what are we gonna do in town? We might as well start heading out that direction.
I don't know, I was planning on sleeping.
We can still sleep. We just sleep out there. Something wrong.
Sure, I guess we can
Tent.
camp out in the rain.
Well,
we
I
can-
mean,
we-
it's we're gonna be in the rain no matter what. I mean, the rain is going. I mean, it can be under a roof, I guess, in the sense that like that. That's nice, but until we get this resolved, it's still gonna keep
Maybe we-
going.
Maybe
Sure,
we
that's
can
fine.
like buy a tarp or something with some of this extra money and just hang it above the tent. That way we don't have any like leakage.
Leakage.
That's a horrible term.
Oh,
I chose my wording very carefully.
you did.
Actually, that's this. I think this line should be more like this, and then something like that.
They might actually be closer together. Because they all seem to be pretty. Well, I guess we'll see. we have the map in character, so.
Mm.
I guess we're just wandering into the into the forest again.
Yeah.
That
we're gonna-
does seem like what we're doing. Yep.
I
Okay. I'm just having a quick look through the adventuring gear to see if there is a relevant, like, anti-terrible weather.
We there might be some raincoats.
Yeah,
See if that
Ziggus wanna know if I buy like a parasol.
There's a rainproof carrying case that I've seen.
Containers. I don't know
If it
that's-
carries on, you might want to get some swim fins.
That.
Oh my god. Let's-
Waterproof journal, that might be good for Zigger. It is quite expensive though.
diving suit indeed. That's expensive.
A periscope. 25 gold? Fuck off. That's far too much.
These are
I mean, it's
actually
probably the mirrors, I'm guessing. Mirrors are probably pretty expensive.
I can't
Yeah,
actually
that's
see any
true.
like
Glass and better.
particularly anti-rain gear here.
rain.
Tearaway clothing.
Hmm.
Is that so we can just keep ripping off layers when they get wet?
Yeah.
No, it's the only layer you wear, so it's a nude suit as soon as you pull it off.
Okay.
Hey, look, if you don't
I
want your
think you could
clothes to
save
get
some money
wet,
just by not.
if you don't want your clothes to get wet, it's a valid strategy.
We're just gonna go nudist. you know.
Yeah.
If you don't want your clothes to get wet, you just don't wear clothes.
Big brain.
Okay. So you're gonna try and go to the southern point that you've identified.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Could the navigator survive for me, please?
I sure hope so.
survive.
There.
Hey.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
Not only do we head in the right direction, but we make great time.
Yes, you get to about here when nightfall comes.
Okay.
Maybe here. Fairly close. Well, about halfway.
Okay.
Oh, the little X is kind of hard to see. 'Cause of the
Yeah, the
colour, but there it is.
color's not great for that.
Okay. Well, I'll change the color.
So like bright red or something.
I can.
That works.
That's better. Yeah. Okay. So that's where we're going. Like, Chris, sort of look at everyone. Are we carrying on through the night, or are we stopping?
It'd be a lot easier to navigate during the day, I think.
Yeah.
Plus,
yeah, that sounds right.
there's 3 more or 4 more, so we should probably pace ourselves.
Hmm.
This is gonna get done for another couple days probably.
Okay.
I mean, also there. I hate to say this after we've already traveled in this direction, but if we go to the center, we might be able to resolve whatever's taking place at the center, and it has a knock-on effect to all the others. Or do we want to go to the side ones first?
We can maybe, since we're already this far, we can maybe finish going to the south one and then head to the center.
Yeah.
And then if we still need to do anything else, we can go branch off after that. I don't think we'll lose much time by doing that.
That sounds good to me. I mean, actually, the western one was I was throwing out as the idea is because Shawby is so close, we could spend the night at Shawby after we take care of it.
Who's putting blue circles on the map? B.
I was wondering if you were doing that because I was.
That's me. I wasn't intending to. I guess I've just been clicking
Yeah.
randomly.
I thought Fish was doing that as like a outside marker of how far the rain goes or something like that.
No. It is still raining here, but less so than it was even in town.
Okay, well that's nice.
Who's taking watch?
I think we'll bust it up like we're doing before. Or Zigga can take mid watch, like in the middle of the night.
I mean, Tulip can take first.
B will go with Tulip then, I guess. Chris can use some sleep earlier. Navigating, inspiring work.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Can B and Tulip do a perception, please?
Beans.
B was fucking ready for that.
I have a macro. It's right there.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Oh shit, macro?
I have a macro for perception.
Yay, Tulip doesn't know shit.
Okay. And
Shit,
then
Mac.
could second watch do the same, please?
Yes. Yep. Where are we? Beep boop. Boop. Nah. Zigga knows
Okay.
to sit, even if I don't.
Your third watch. So that's your third watch.
Oh, I
Rose.
thought we were in twos.
I thought you were in twos, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Well,
think
okay,
we're
then that's fine.
Okay. It is morning. It is raining. The tent is wet.
Amazing. Well, good thing we have a Presti wizard or a Presti caster
Yeah.
off the tent
Yeah.
every once in a while, or between packing it up. No mold here.
Nope. Bit more navigation, I think.
Okay. Go. Survival.
Oh, shit, son.
That's a crit.
You
Hooray.
crit it. Okay. So you get to about, you reckon, around here.
Okay.
And it's starting to get a bit more difficult to travel. The rain is just a trickle out here, but the undergrowth is getting real thick. Real thick. And it's kind of hard to find a path that doesn't involve clambering through bushes constantly.
If only I were third level. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Well, so then looks like we're chopping our way through.
Who actually has a? I guess we have a very large machete in the bastard sword.
Yep.
Yay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use my dagger, and we'll just start chopping our way through the forest.
Sure, okay. And you keep chopping and chopping and chopping. And you're pretty close now. And the trees are getting real close together. Like Tulip's sometimes having to find alternate ways around or squeeze through with her broadness.
Are there are the trees close enough together that their branches are kind of almost interlocking, like in the canopy
Yes.
level? Okay,
Mostly higher up though.
Got it, okay.
Lower down branches aren't really there anymore. That is the domain of
Yeah.
the vines and the bushes.
That makes sense, I guess. Okay, well that's good to know at least. Okay, I mean as long as we can still progress, probably still reasonable to stay on the ground, even if we have to go around sometimes.
Okay, it is effort, but you can. Okay, and eventually you reach this.
Fuck, I really hope it doesn't start raining trees if we unclog this.
Raining trees.
And you're
I mean,
coming
you
from
never know.
up here somewhere. Am I putting you on the right layer even? I am. Good.
Oh
Yes.
goodness, I just realized. Okay, so Zigga's gonna say, as soon as we resolve whatever needs to be resolved here, we need to immediately leave. Because if this area acts as the same way that the other area did, and it slowly starts raining and then downpouring and then torrential raining, and if it's causing massive growth within the forest, it's going to be a pain in the ass to navigate out of this area unless we get out of it as soon as possible.
It
I see
actually
what you mean.
be much more dangerous than just rain, I think. Depending on how fast it actually causes these things to grow. She
So
makes
as
kind of a
As
smushing.
soon as we resolve whatever's taking place here, we need to leave.
I had like a Where's Waldo moment where I couldn't find the party there.
Yeah, top right.
We're here. We're here. I think it's a face I see there. All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if we fought water serpents before, presumably we're gonna fight something equivalent to like tree spirits or ints or something like that.
I mean, the closest equivalent to a water snake in the earth element is a tree snake, which is a, I don't know, vine, I guess.
Or a literal snake that could also happen, I guess.
Well, and I was thinking elemental, but this seems more like strictly. This doesn't seem like earth per se. This seems like plant. So I'm wondering if we're thinking about a different
Plant elementals
Vortex.
Plant
exist.
elementals do exist.
There you go. We have confirmation from the GM that plant elementals exist.
You've
So-
seen
Right.
one before. You fought one in Norhau University. The Leshy sorcerer.
Do they count as an element? I
They're
guess they-
they're kind of elementally. I would say that they come under that umbrella.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of the actual like real life mythology, I would definitely agree. I just want to see guardians, mysteries, mortal spirits of nature. Yeah, no, that seems accurate. So
They're
Okay,
close
but
enough.
then
yeah, close enough.
so now that we have the information that we gathered from the last time that we were at one of these ruins, we don't necessarily have to do as much brute force walking around and trying to figure things out because we can extrapolate information. So what would be the equivalent of draining water when it comes to whatever we need to do here?
Well, presumably there's some kind of structure here, and it's being covered up by. I don't know if we can even see it from where we're at because the trees are so thick. But if we can, I don't know, like see some of the clearing, then presumably we've got to clear out that.
What are we looking at as far are these like viney are these vines like completely just grown? What does this look like to our characters as we're approaching?
Green hell. It is just a wall of vegetation.
Is it like a wall, like a vertical wall with a like a cap, or does it just like form more like a dome?
I suppose it's more domey. Yeah, it goes up pretty quickly. It's like a kind
Okay.
of slightly domed cylinder, I guess, of just intertwining horrible, viney, leafy, stemmy, barky shenanigans.
Okay. So I mean, Zigga is approaching. Does it look like something that Zigga could climb on top of? Like, could Zigga get to here on top of whatever this mass is?
You could certainly try.
Are there actual thorns? Like,
Oh yeah,
that's what. Okay.
there's thorns, there's
Are the
leaves.
thorns so prevalent that it looks like it would be impossible to navigate?
Everything is so prevalent that it looks like it would be impossible to navigate.
Well, I mean, I would think that like a wall of vegetation would be relatively easy to climb, especially given Zigga's lightweight, that I could climb on top and like look around like through gaps in the things to see what's underneath.
It's probably not so neat as an actual dome, just like random, like twigs and branches and everything like sticking out at odd angles and everywhere.
That's much more like it, yeah. It's not structured so much as it's just there and thick.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then I mean, if it's not, if it doesn't seem feasible to climb, because I'm not getting a great mental image of what we're looking at. If it doesn't seem feasible to climb on top of it, then I would suggest that B, or excuse me, not B, but Tulip, hack our way inside, and perhaps it is less dense on the inside. Like maybe it's a wall, and once we get through the wall, it'll be less dense on the inside, and we can look around. We gotta presume that there's going to be some sort of defenders of some sort inside.
I mean, so the last thing was water, and now this is like, I guess, kind of earth forest. Are we dealing with like a four elements thing here, and them not being in balance?
Well, that's what Zigga originally thought was maybe it's a four element thing, but I'm thinking more along the lines of this is a nature. Like I don't think that there's going to be a fire shrine at this point. I don't think we're dealing with earth here. I think this is more like plants, water, and then maybe like two other things that are related to the forest.
I hope there isn't an animal one.
Yeah, I was gonna say animals might be another one.
That might be a
Yeah.
good one, Violent.
Well, I mean, Tulip's down to do some hacking. That's what she do. So that's,
I mean, let's start with something like, I mean, obviously it's probably not mechanically weaker in one spot over another, but like maybe like start right here and hack our way through this section right here to get to the center. Because this like starting, I feel like mechanically it makes no difference, but like this looks like it's about more denser than something like right over here.
yeah, all right, fair enough.
Sure.
Okay. So Tulip's going to approach the edge of the dense mass and start hacking away at it.
Yee.
While she's doing this, B is going to keep a very close eye on the plants to see if any of them start moving at all.
Sure. Funnily enough, they do move in reaction to being hit by a sword. But mostly in the way that you would expect a plant to move when hit by a sword. Tulip, could you do an attack roll against it, please? Wow, that was a good hit. Okay, so you have... Let's pick a colour that isn't green. Hacked away at a bit of the trees. That is now clear.
Cool. Should we keep going then? Do I just need to keep making attack rolls, or?
Yes, please.
Zigga's gonna go like right along behind her.
Sure.
To have her back.
Let's keep it cardinal and say that one.
He is going to comment to Chris. This is going to take a while, isn't it?
Hey, I'm doing my best.
Chris looks back at her and is like, yes. This is going to take an uncomfortably long time.
Grief.
That one?
Unfortunately, I don't really have anything I can do about it.
I can't rage and like Vegeta this shit, can I?
I guess
Technically you can, yeah?
it'll add a bit of damage. I don't know if you actually need it.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do it. This isn't a damage situation per se. So as we're going through, now we've cleared through 3 squares at this point, so we're making slow but steady progress.
Yep.
Zigga is looking at the spot that he is in right now. Is it already being reclaimed, like in real time, or is it seem like it's pretty quiet at the moment?
It seems pretty quiet at the moment.
Okay.
We haven't unsealed it yet, so.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, I just don't want to get trapped.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. There were elementals before we did anything back there, so.
Do I keep rolling, Tom?
If you want to keep progressing. Yeah, okay. Let's say that one. Oh, that's going to give you 2.
Alright.
Are the others following up?
Yep.
Yeah. The intention is to just like fill in the spots behind.
Okay, keep going. Shuffle in.
Oh, sorry.
I don't like where this is.
I know what you want.
Shuffle in. Shuffle
Out
in.
of character, I'm not for this. Out of character, I'm not for this.
Hey, hold on. Why are our squares disappearing?
Well, that really is a good question, isn't it?
Does he get prodded behind by any growth?
Yeah, it's growing in again behind you.
Okay, well then we need to turn around. We don't want to get trapped.
My friend, you're already trapped.
Well, yeah, but you created the situation. Zigga was extremely vigilant. You told me the information that would lead me to believe that I should let my guard down, and then you changed it.
Yeah, it's almost like the situation changed, and that's part of the puzzle and challenge.
There's probably something not sapient, but like actively doing something after we've moved in. It probably seemed safe at first.
Mm.
Is it still thin enough that we could cut our way back?
You could just about cut your way back, but you'd have to squeeze past everyone to do so.
Can't I just like pick them up and put them on my fucking shoulders?
There's not enough room, I'm afraid. The canopy above you is very thick.
I don't think
Nappies.
we've actually cut out like full 5-foot squares. It's more like just like a path that we can get through. Probably not most.
Actually, you know what I'm just thinking is, what if these... I was thinking of avoiding them at first because I was wanting to get through the path of least resistance to get to the center. But what if we instead went straight for these nexus points and chopped them to bits?
Yeah,
Be
that makes
reasonable.
sense.
I mean, we're right next to one right now. I mean, we could literally make a couple of segments and get to it and chop it to pieces.
In character, does it look like a lot of our surroundings are coming from a specific direction?
It looks pretty uniform.
Looks pretty uniform. When we were outside, did it look like they were in like? Did it look more like there were individual bushes or trees kind of thing, or did it look more like a uniform hedge, like a clipped hedge maze almost?
It's definitely not a clipped hedge maze.
I don't know. I don't mean like overall neat like that, but you know how the entire thing looks like one structure.
Yeah, it's not quite homogeneous. It's very chaotic, but it's like evenly chaotic.
Okay.
Like there's specific plants in some locations, but it doesn't really seem to have much of a pattern.
When in character, there may not be a clear nexus like we can see on this
Correct.
map.
Okay. Do I just keep rolling then?
I don't even know what the objective is.
I thought
And
we
I'm
were gonna
super
go-
nervous about the fact that the it's reclaimed us already.
We potentially keep moving. And she's gonna ask if let's see, can we potentially detect magic here? She's gonna ask the other two.
Ziga will attempt to detect magic and see.
It's
What he
pretty
sees.
spicily magical, and also the plants are starting to encroach on B a bit. It's getting quite tight.
She kind of goes eep and gets a little closer to Chris and says, "We should probably keep moving and think while we move."
Okay,
Let's-
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Could I theoretically, if I have the proper materials, light my sword on fire?
What would be the proper materials?
Like I
Greek
think I have,
fire.
I think I have like some oil and like flint in my pack. I don't know. I'm freeballing here.
So-
If-
It would be difficult to light your sword on fire because oil by nature runs off your sword. So I mean, you might be able to get like a single strike off if you could somehow coat your sword with oil and then light it all at once and then get one fiery strike off before like the oil runs off the sword. Theoretically, but like I don't think that would be super mechanically effective.
The second complication is that we are literally in the thick of things. That may not, even if it worked, it may not be the best of. May not get the result we want.
Yeah, that's fair. I just figured I'd ask. Okay, I guess I should keep swinging so we can not be choked to death.
We can treat this like a game of Snake, and we just keep going until if we need to get out, we can maybe go out by going forward along the train.
Where
So-
are energy pellets in this naked analogy?
The big fucking sword.
Low hanging fruit.
There is some like fruit around that you could probably get.
Okay, well, if as long as we're here and B's not doing anything else, she might try to take some.
Sure.
Just for later, you know. Now's not the time.
Since Ziga is, I mean, obviously, other than looking for threats, because I am anticipating getting attacked at some point, Ziga's not doing anything actively other than following Tulip. He's looking for any signs of the equivalent of a drain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like what would be the objective that we need to accomplish in here?
Sure. I have made a new square.
Just let me in, she says to Chris.
Let me in.
Let me in, please help.
I can't because the
I-
other two haven't moved.
I can't move until Tulip.
Please let me in.
me just check something real quick.
Why did that bind me?
I've made this map so exceptionally hard to read that I can't read it, which is great. Okay, so beneath your feet, it is becoming rather rocky rather than soily.
Oh,
No fuck.
Well, that's a good thing. It's a
Uh,
lot harder for vines to grow on rock than it is for, so like we may have a safe spot, like it may stay cleared.
B also says that might be part of the structure.
Okay,
Let's
fair.
let's chop around this area and free up some spots in this area with rock. And hopefully they'll stay free.
Okay.
Is it like
Uh,
craggy rock or is it like worked stone?
it feels more worked, but it's not wholly like flat.
Sure. It's probably damaged at the very least.
Ziga is going to take this opportunity to lean down and start completely clearing off the stone. I assume that Tulip got the broad strokes, but like he's going to like cut all the vines that are on the stone at all.
Sure.
Completely sever the connection that it has over this spot.
Beneath your feet is a groove in what seems to be a large singular piece of stone.
A groove.
Like
Tulip's feet?
like a channel, almost. About
Yeah.
6 inches wide, about 3 inches deep. Don't trip.
In Tulip Square.
In Zigger Square.
Oh, in Ziga Square.
We're the one clearing the floor.
I'm clearing Tulip's floor. So like I'm clearing ahead of me in the spot where you said the stonework was. You said the stone was in Ziga or Tulip Square, right?
Oh, I mean, it's kind of on yours as well.
Generally, yeah, it's generally
Okay.
General area.
Okay.
It's
So
very,
then I think
it's very dirty and soily, like on the very top layer, so it's difficult to tell initially. But now it's much clearer. Actually, some stonework underneath there.
okay. So then I think Tulip should try to clear in this area. So I would say maybe like every square that's adjacent to her. And we try to clear this area out of anything soil so that hopefully then it'll be a lot harder for the vines to reclaim it.
okay.
Does that sound reasonable to everybody else?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know what's called, like, we don't even know what the trigger is for them to regrow, or if they just grow anyway and it doesn't matter. So why not?
Right, but so far it's seeming like obviously there's magic afoot, but at the moment it seems like it's magic that speeds the growth of the thing rather than like actively malice. Because nothing's attacking us, it's just growing back. So if we don't give it a place where it can grow back, then it seems like it'll be a lot harder for it to do so.
So if B sees or if Ziga says that he's doing that, B will, and this might not actually be a good idea, but B will start casting Create Water, which is just gonna like start like she's gonna use it to blast away some of the soil. That's mostly a fluff thing. I don't imagine it actually has a mechanical requirement attack roll. Well, I can make it if you want.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. B is grabbed.
Oh no.
Grabbed.
She's gonna kind of yelp and say, "You could at least take me out to dinner first."
So as soon as Ziga is able to, Ziga is going to try to pounce on whatever is grabbing B.
It's a hell of a lot of vines.
Oh, I just saw that her safe space just disappeared, and we have not cleared out any other new space spots.
Oh no.
When you've been stood there deciding what to do for a while, and this shit ain't waiting for you.
Well, no, like we decided what to do, but the areas didn't expand, so
Oh, well, you haven't done it yet.
well, I want to do it. Like,
Oh, then you better do it then. You know how to do it. You've been doing it for a while.
who's drawing the boxes? I thought you were drawing the boxes, and you haven't been drawing the boxes. So
No
think-
one's
I think-
attacked the vines.
I think Tulip has to keep making, or both of you have to keep making attack rolls.
Someone has to act for something to happen. Also,
Okay.
given that you're doing it systemically now, I need to know which square you're doing.
I said every square adjacent to Tulip.
Okay, well, you do one square at a time, so which square are you doing?
Let's start with the one that's right next to B, so the B has a spot to jump into. So
I'll
like the
have-
one that's between Tulip, Ziga, and B. Yeah.
Tulip can't get to that one yet.
Okay. Well, then the one that's next to her to the right,
Sure.
and
Is,
and Chris and Ziga can drag B into R square.
is that what Tulip's gonna do?
Yep, that's what Tulip's gonna do. How many attack rolls you want?
Just the one, please. Yeah. Oh, that's actually a bit too thin to see, unfortunately. That's a bit better. Okay. That
What
one's...
Ziga had been doing prior to that point was clearing all of the vines on the square that Tulip was just in,
Mhm.
like completely eradicating all plant life in that area, basically.
In 6 seconds.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
Understood.
I mean, if Tulip can in 6 seconds clear a human-sized hole to travel through, then it seems pretty reasonable that Ziga could.
Well, cutting a vague path requires, like, maybe 6 slashes. Clearing all plant life is a little bit more intense. But I get what you're going after.
Yeah. So I'm
Uh,
trying to completely like make this space completely safe at that point.
Sure.
And I
think,
think that
like,
multiple people can reside in the same space that is cleared, but we still haven't resolved the bee getting grabbed situation.
No.
Probably do something about that.
Has everyone moved in response to the space being cleared up?
No, I can't move forward. So
Well, I want to get. I'm this next strongest person, so I would say Chris needs to get into the safe spot, and Ziga is going to
you
grab.
want me to go
the-
here? Okay.
Yeah.
Like Chris will squeeze past then.
Yeah, sure.
Ziga's grabbing B and yanking her into the same spot with all three of them in the same spot with Chris.
There is not enough space for that.
Can Tulip try and clear some space then? Like here.
3 people can reside in the same 5-foot square. Like not
That's-
obviously in combat we would be tripping over each other, but like
I think that's when it's actually open space. This is not open space.
This is not properly open space. Except
This is-
except the conceit of the encounter, please, Mag.
okay.
These aren't actually 5-foot squares. You're just clearing enough space to stand adjacent to each other. Don't overthink it too much.
Okay. All right. So then, yeah, I'm gonna. I guess we need a free spot. So I mean, at the very least, I'm gonna drag B into my spot.
I think you can just about manage that, but you will need to need to fight the plants for B.
Okay.
Okay. So then I make a strength check or an athletics check.
Do
or-
an athletics.
Okay.
Reclaim me, please. I'm not comfortable with this situation.
Oh, it's not enough. B is held fast.
Ah!
Oh no.
And in fact, B takes 2 persistent damage.
Oh no.
What is damaging her? Is it seem like it's
thorns in the
active
ground.
malice or is it just thorns?
It's just thorns and constriction.
Okay, so she's not being attacked. She's just been drawn up into the growing vines and
yeah.
is
Super
passively
entangled.
damaged.
But also B heals for 2.
Okay, that's interesting.
Why?
Does she feel? She's probably used her own healing magic on herself.
Oh shoot! I just realized what this is. This is positive energy, and it's literally just growing vines because that's an expression of positive energy. But it's not like it's actively. Yeah. Okay.
Oh no.
Interesting.
What
So
you
it-
say,
I bet you.
Rev?
It feels like her healing magic.
Yes, it's very similar actually.
Okay, fair enough.
So there's going to be a decay shrine, I'm guessing too.
If you have you ever? I assume you've had like good quality, like Coca-Cola before, like proper Coca-Cola, and
Sure,
also like shitty store-bought cola.
Yeah, okay.
So your healing is the good stuff. This is unrefined and a bit too acidic and leaves a sticky
Sure.
taste in your mouth.
Right. Not quite as consumer friendly.
No, but it's cheap.
Definitely not consumer friendly.
It's cheap and plentiful.
And it's everywhere, and I don't want it, but it's here anyway. and I
Yes,
can't
it's being poured down your mouth.
fuck.
Should I keep trying to clear space? Because
Yeah,
Tulip has high athletics and everything, so maybe she could get over to B. Okay.
Chris feels remarkably useless in this context.
That's okay. We can.
question: did Zigga's efforts in the square that is Chris's have any ramifications?
The one that Chris is currently occupying
Yes. Is it being reclaimed slower?
doesn't look like it. It seems to be coming from the adjacent squares.
Even if
Right, but like, how are I guess like clearing out the. I'm wondering if that is effective, or should we continue to try to bother to do that?
It doesn't
In the
look
future.
super effective.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure.
Mhm.
Okay, so then I'm not. I still don't know what we're doing. Like that's the thing. Like I guess
reclaiming first and then keep moving, basically.
yeah. Let's go ahead. I think what we should probably do is I'm going to continue to focus on getting B out. Tulip, keep going to the direction that you're currently going in, and let's get out of here. And then try to figure out a plan while we're not under the pressure of time. So I'm gonna try to grab B again.
Okay. Tulip should do her clearing first.
Okay.
In pseudo like
Scream.
initiative order. That's fine. That's not drawing a square. Oh, why does it not remember the settings of the drawing tool? That's sucky. Okay, that's there. Hey Zigga. Are you moving?
I'm getting B and then moving. Yes.
Beans.
Does that hit you?
No, that would not hit me.
Okay. That is still gone. And
probably get
then that is
pushed
still
into
not
the-
enough to get B out.
I have to beat that original 18.
You have to beat something higher than 15, I can tell you that much.
Okay.
I'm
Um,
not sure I have literally
what is-
anything that can help.
I don't like. What is it? Honestly, B is not in any danger, is she? Like if she's healing
may
for as
get-
much,
may get
she's
worse.
trapped. But she, yeah, it might get worse. But I'm almost wondering
would-
if I should.
would not want to take that chance if she's honest. B is probably at this
Sure.
point kind of yelling out in a bit of a more choked voice because of the vines. Probably yelling to both Zigga and Tulip. Like a little help here.
B,
Yep.
you take 4,
Okay.
and you are healed for 4.
Okay.
I can't-
Eventually, this is gonna.
Can I ask how heightening spells works?
You can cast them at a higher spell slot to get the given heightened effect.
Right. Okay.
We don't have any higher.
Sure. Okay. Sure. So I was wondering whether it's like I am now 2nd level, so I can use it at. Yeah. No,
If you
that's
have
fine.
any cantrips that can be heightened by +1, you can prepare them if you're a prepared caster at +1. Or
No,
just
it's fine. I was
yeah,
looking at Summon Fae because it gives you weird options,
Sure.
but unfortunately,
Not
none of
for
the Fae
another
I can
level,
summon
see.
can. Yeah,
Yeah.
and also none of the Fae I can summon are particularly helpful right now. Man, I am just like a dude with a knife. I can't help.
Okay, so Zega, having failed to grab B a second time, is going to fall back and say, Tulip, go up to your left. We're changing direction and we're gonna go this
here.
way.
We're going snake move.
Alright.
In this context,
Yeah.
the pellets are B apparently.
Oh,
Okay.
I fucked that up.
No, it was good enough. You got it.
Go.
You eat the B pellet, the snake gets bigger by 1 length.
B, take 6, heal 6.
Okay. At this point, she probably can she see the others like making their way through the undergrowth?
Just a fucking bout now that they're on the diagonal to you.
Okay. She was about to try to cast something, but if she sees them getting close, then she might not for now.
Sure.
Can I try and grab B?
You need to be adjacent.
I need
So
to
you need to
come
go
that
here.
way.
Oh, okay. Alright. Let's go.
Yeah, good enough.
And honestly, it may be easier to cut like a square around her, basically.
B,
don't know
take 8 and heal 8.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might chop around B rather than trying to
This
chop.
might play hard
Like
to
rather than just trying to rip her out, you might just chop around her.
Okay. More sword.
Yes, that will do it. So what are you trying to do here?
Just like,
Cut her down.
yeah, just
From
like kind
the-
of cut around her so we can get her out without.
No
Basically what Zega said.
Sure, okay.
no bisecting, please.
No bisecting, please. That, okay. Sure.
Don't ask me not to be myself, B.
Don't
You can
ask
be
me
yourself,
to
just
cut
not
my
right
head.
now.
And Zigga, on the other hand, is because he knows that there's going to be a slowdown in the process of chopping as B's getting freed, is actively attacking the vines that are entering his square to keep
Okay,
them at bay.
do an attack roll.
Look.
I'm just rolling an attack roll.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. You managed to keep them at bay.
I mean, technically I have a +8 or whatever, but I think that's sufficient.
Yeah.
Okay, so we freed B. I think that more than likely we should probably just get out of here and make a plan to figure out what we want to do. Because while we're talking, presumably fish is counting and it continues to grow.
And-
So I think we should just go.
B says, "I'm on board with that plan," and she's she's kind of trying to catch her breath at this point, and she's going to kind of crouch down and move between Tulip's legs.
Oh, okay.
Just
I know.
jetpack Tulip.
Yes.
Alright, should I keep rolling to cut our way out?
If you want to keep
Yeah.
cutting your way out.
Let's
Alright.
head
I
north.
just imagine, yeah. So she can probably just keep going rather than switch places.
Yeah,
More sense.
that one is free.
Zigga will keep doing his thing, chopping away at this section to keep it
Okay.
available for one
Give-
more round.
Give me another roll.
Beans.
Okay. Tulip does not make progress with that
Okay.
roll. And that closes off Chris's one.
Oh, god damn it.
B is going to try. Is
Can B
Okay.
and Chris together keep that one maintained?
Not while keeping... Oh, B and Chris together. Yes.
And then
Assuming they
keep the-
don't also crit fail their rolls.
Right,
Yes.
let's roll a die. Chris got his
Oh.
shitty little knife out.
the
Hey, that's
question-
what Zigga's using. He's just using a dagger.
So I don't think I actually have a dagger.
Oh, well, that's a
and-
real shame, because
Look at that
staves and
one
shit aren't too
damage,
good against
motherfucker.
these.
Nope, it's not
But
that.
whatever.
She is gonna try what she was kind of holding off on before, and she's gonna try to aim an electric arc to burn some of the encroaching tips. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But she's gonna try it.
Hey, Chris, could you roll a basic deck saving throw, please?
Dex.
Yeah. Reflex, sorry.
She just zapped your square.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that'll keep it open enough.
But probably not the best way to do it.
No,
Oh,
I wouldn't
should I
recommend
keep
it.
swinging? Should I keep swinging?
Yeah, probably.
Please keep
Okay.
swinging.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, that one's open.
Dun, 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 dun.
Zigga's no longer maintaining that one.
And
The
this will
one-
probably go-
The ones that Zigga and Chris are currently standing in are trying to close.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna keep hacking at whatever square I'm stood in.
Okay.
Boo.
Okay.
F.
That closes. Zigga's is good.
Of course. Wait, hang on. This one hasn't been open that long, has it? Oh, whatever.
Well, no, no. I mean, I that one is the one that's due to close this
Yeah.
round, and so
Okay.
Zigga is not actively maintaining his own square. He's maintaining the one that Chris is in.
Oh, well, then Zigga's one
Ah.
closes.
No,
Oh,
mine
no,
should
but
be
that one's
open
not-
for one. Mine should be open for one more round. Chris's is the one
No.
that was second close.
Because Tulip's always at the front. Tulip was
Right.
Tulip was standing in Chris's one before Zigga's one, or after Zigga's one.
The one on the left is probably due to close before any of the
The
other
one,
ones.
the one on the left is the next one that is due to close. If Zigga is maintaining Chris's square, then Zigga is not maintaining Zigga's square.
Okay, well in that case, I'll just hop into this square. And do the same thing with maintaining Chris's square.
Okay.
You're like, okay.
Okay.
No.
No progress. Zigga square closes.
No, stop.
Attack the plant.
Hold on, we haven't finished that one yet. Hey, does that hit you, Zigga?
Oh
Yeah,
Jesus!
That would slightly hit me. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You are
Wait,
you
hold
are
on, hold on.
grabbed.
Don't I get to roll to destroy the stuff in my things before it attacks?
Afraid not.
That's just changing the rules.
Well, I think we're in a bit of a spot, so you can. B is going to apologize in advance to Zigga. But I guess you can
Oh god.
or,
What does
reflex
even
save.
grabbed do to needing to do a reflex save?
so she's shooting this in Zigga square to try to kill the vines, but he's also in it, so he probably needs to.
Yeah, you are flat-footed.
Foot doesn't do anything. I think her
Which
strain
doesn't
probably
do
does.
anything, and immobilized. You're immobilized by something holding you in place. It actually doesn't say that it does anything to needing to do a basic reflex save, so I guess just do a basic reflex save. Okay, you take 6, and you are healed for 6.
That's what I thought,
Yeah.
but
Okay, does
presumably that
does
burns
that
off some.
improve my situation at all as far as being grabbed?
No.
Wait,
Okay, well.
wait. Okay, hear me
Yeah.
out, right? Wait, like this, it's healing at the same time as it's hurting, right? So,
Yeah.
should we be fighting back against these things, or should we
Yes.
Yes, please.
Like-
if we get
Okay.
stuck in here, nobody's gonna get us out.
Right. Well, there's two things that worry about. First of all, there's the initial fact that you stuck. So like you literally would like theoretically die of hunger or something like that. Secondly, you could theoretically like because it's escalating. Theoretically, you could take lethal damage, and then
Yeah.
you wouldn't heal because you'd be dead. You know.
Yeah, it's like take 7 million, then you get healed for your red paste.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was just asking.
But I'm like I'm still kind of not 100% sure what's going on because previously when we'd been in here we only got attacked after we'd failed to clear the space, and in this case you rolled to see if I was attacked before I even had a chance to clear the space. Is that
No, because you
intentional? Did the rules
spent
change,
your
or what?
you spent your thing that turn moving through my square and defending my square.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that was the previous round. So then there was the round where Tulip tried to make forward progress, failed to do so. It was going to reclaim my space, but Zigga hadn't taken an action yet, and I used my action to clear the space. I got a 21, which should have been high enough, but Fish had already rolled the attack roll and then said I was attacked.
The order of operations is Tulip clears a square. The previous square, or Tulip tries to clear a square. The oldest cleared square closes, and if it closes, the grab happens.
So what happened to my action? Like, did we not have player actions all for roughly the same time?
Roughly the same time, yes, but everyone else's action happens after the state of the cleared squares changes.
Okay.
Let's just keep going. I think
Okay.
Yes.
we'll need
All
to
right.
find.
So then I am in a lot of trouble then.
So let's see.
You've got a bit of time before you fall unconscious.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
quite a bit of time after that before you die.
B is going to try to swap places with Chris and say, "Go on ahead first." Maybe tell Tulip to loop back again if this doesn't work. And B's gonna try it. Actually, like I already did my thing for this turn, right?
What did you do? Oh, you electric
shocked
arts.
him.
Yes, you did do
Yeah.
your thing for this turn.
What is my thing for this turn? Just out of curiosity.
Trying to
You got
escape being
grabbed.
immobilized.
Yeah.
Okay, because if I can make attack rolls and everything like that, then I already made an attack roll right above, and it just didn't nothing happened as a result of it.
It is.
I got a 21 on a modified attack roll, so it
What
was a
was the
roll to
roll?
13.
Okay, you're still immobilized, I think. Force missing succeed a DC check. Oh, okay, sure. So yes, after being grabbed and taking that damage, you are not currently grabbed.
Okay,
But
good.
if
Then
you
jump...
but if you are in a closed square after the squares close next attack, then it will try to grab you again.
Sure, and I expect that. So I'm going to tell B to move up, and I will do my best to just keep fighting off the each section of closing, which is not a great position to be in. But I'm probably the best one to deal with it, other than Tulip, who is currently actively doing business. So.
We're almost in, so.
So yeah, B moves into Chris's square. Zigga stays behind to get grabbed every single round, and we keep moving forward. That's the best way we can mitigate this current situation, I think.
Tulip, would you like to clear the way again?
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Okay, that's good enough.
Yeah.
That square closes. B moves up. Tulip is actually, if she moves up, free of the vines.
Oh, okay.
That's good enough.
In that case, everybody leaves except for Zigga. Well, actually, Tulip might stay behind to help Zigga out in case it needs
Does that hit Zigga?
That will hit Zigga, yes.
Zigga is grabbed, takes 2, and heals 2.
Okay. Can B make an athletics to try to pull Zig out, just in case that already works?
Yeah, go on then.
Hey.
Yes, that is enough.
Okay, and then we all come flying out of the,
Yeah.
the vines.
Chris, I'll come over out of the hole and then just like tumble with everyone else.
Okay, I'm
Like,
just gonna move you up there so I can remove those squares. It all closes up behind
Okay.
you like you had never been there.
Well then.
Could you all make a perception check for me?
Yes. Okay. Where are we? Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
God.
Chris is the only one that sees it, but there are some eyes in the tangle.
Okay.
There's quite a few eyes in the tangle, actually.
Eyes.
Eyes. They're probably
What, like, are
attached to
they
something.
glowing? Do they look like Do they look like 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 when you see like animal eyes in the dark or
Yeah,
whatever?
it's like cat's eyes, and they're not literally glowing. It's that kind of retro-reflective cat eye look.
Sure. I mean, Chris sort of points at the eyes all around them, and it's like, okay, there's stuff living here. I don't know what it is.
are they around or are they inside like the tangle?
They're
In the tangle.
Okay, got it.
And then he also sort of brushes himself down and starts like prestidigitationing all the fucking vines and thorns and shit off everyone. And it's like, I am remarkably useless in there. Sorry about that.
And B kind of backs up into a tree and sits up. She was kind of lying flat on the ground, breathing heavily because they all just did some cardio. Tulip especially.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah,
and
Tulip's
she-
even Tulip's probably a bit winded after that one.
Oh yeah.
She looks in the direction that Chris is pointing, or has gestured to with the eyes. Is it bright enough to see anything around them, or is it just eyes right now?
No, all you're catching is the reflection off of the back of their eyes.
Okay. Are there enough? So presumably that's mostly because it's dark in there.
Mhm.
But is there enough in gap in the foliage to be able to see them if it were brighter?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Okay.
She's going to a little bit tired, gesture in their general direction and cast dancing lights.
Sure. You catch sight of many, many small furry bodies before they all scarper away from the light.
Okay. Do they look like some sort of a common animal?
Perception for me, please. Yes.
Okay. Did I get enough of a look to kind of identify if it was like at least a rodent or something like that?
Yeah, mostly rodenty.
Okay. I wish I could talk to animals. See. But they didn't seem particularly panicked or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay, so she's gonna comment. There do seem to be some things living in there, other than the plants, of course. She comments.
I mean, yeah. I don't know what it is.
She's just gonna take a guess. Look like squirrels or something,
Squirrels.
or some
Huh.
kind of like small forest type creature.
It's the shrine to Emrakul.
Yeah. She
I don't
gestures
suppose-
vaguely in the air.
I don't suppose lure farming would be useful here. Like, I don't know if these are the kinds of creatures that, like, show up on farms to eat livestock or whatever, if they're pests or not.
They're far too small to be eating livestock unless you're farming, like literal mice.
Hey, I've seen stoats, like, straight up eat grown chickens. You never know.
I suppose, yeah, perhaps an especially large stoat might have a go at an especially small chicken.
Oh my god.
Those chicks are just a mouthful.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, they are.
So is there anything that we could roll to try and figure out what the fuck? Because usually, forest creatures would hear a commotion and be like, nope. But these guys were just vibing and kind of like watching.
So, are there any? So, if B dispels the lights, do any of them come back, or does she see any eyes come back?
It takes a minute or so, but some of them do come back.
Okay. Da, da, da. Fuck, it's only objects. Okay, I can't even read aura on them. B is going to get up off the ground, brush herself off a little bit, even after the prestidigitations. And she's gonna say, well, they don't seem to be hostile for now, at least. Maybe before we go back in there, we can kind of walk around and see if there's anything else in the area.
Yeah, I mean, if
I
we
mean,
can
sure.
do some reconnaissance and maybe see if there's anything that we can address without having to step back into the vines. But it is, I mean, the fact that there's creatures living in there seems incredibly suspicious. I mean, like, why have they not been like had the life choked out of them? You know, I don't care
They're
how
probably
I don't care how small they are. I mean, like, if this is as you know,
and B will agree with Ziga. They're probably not normal. The fact that they're not panicked at all, the fact that they're all coming out to watch us, they're probably either something else in the guise of small forest animals, or they've been
conditioned
at
to
least
live in
been
this
here.
environment.
Yeah, they've been influenced some way. But she claps her hands together. How about we take a walk?
Yeah, and also, while I'm thinking about it, Chris, you said that you weren't effective here, but I'm wondering, do you have any way to create negative energy?
No.
No? Okay.
No, not that I can think of. Um, like I don't really deal much with necromantic magic or anything, so unfortunately not. And I
Okay.
don't think any of the Fae that I can summon really can do that for us either.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, because I'm starting to think of this as more of a. I mean, I thought this was like a plant shrine specifically, but I think the plants are just a manifestation of it. I think it's actually a positive energy thing, based on the way it was attacking.
That
It
would
was
make sense, she says. I did feel some what felt like kind of like healing magic earlier. So I suspect you're right.
Okay. So then, yeah, let's go ahead and do a sweep around it and see if we can figure out what's going on.
Sure.
Okay. Which way around are you going? And what
Since
you're
Tulip
looking
is already
for?
Since Tulip's already on the southeast, I guess we can go clockwise. Or yeah, clockwise.
Mm,
Maybe any like conspicuous openings, I doubt we'll find any. But other than that, any sign of that worked stone that we ran into within there?
Sure. Do me some perceptions.
Sure.
You know, actually, I didn't think to ask earlier, but I would have noticed. What direction was the channel running in? Was it running east to west or north to south?
It was running roughly across the path you were taking.
Across like perpendicular, so like
Yeah, give or
east to
take.
west.
Like you were going.
We were going north south at the time. We were
Oh,
heading down.
you were going like that way, right? Ish.
Okay.
And it was going at that point that way ish.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And it was. Did we actually see, or where? I guess Ziga. Did Ziga actually see the end of the lines, or did it keep going into the growth?
Kept going.
Or what?
Let's see if we could find it, like maybe somewhere around over here.
Okay.
Sure.
You do not see any openings in that area, and you do not see any evidence of the stonework at that
Okay.
point.
If it might take a little while, but assuming if we don't get attacked by the plant mass, we can eventually make it around. Do we see any signs of it anywhere?
Not in the whole circumference of it, no. There also don't appear to be any openings. If you get a bit too close to the vines, they kind of wiggle out a little bit, as if trying to get onto you, but if you don't go too close, then they don't actually get that far.
Fair enough. Okay. Didn't expect to find anything, but on the off chance.
Still disappointed.
Hey, low expectations. I managed to keep that at least. Does Chris have any languages that might be applicable to talking with elementals?
Ooh, with elementals.
Or I don't know if Sylvan is actually like I don't know what it is in.
I do. So Chris speaks
I know
Celestial, Common, Elven, Gnomish, Infernal, and Sylvan.
Sylvan is a language of Leshies, so that might be relevant.
Possibly.
And I was asking this out of character just because I presume that he probably already knows this in character. And she's gonna ask Chris. This might be a long shot, but would you mind trying to talk to those? And she points at the little forest animals.
Talk to them.
I mean, if they are just shape-shifting forest spirits, they might be able to understand you.
Oh, I see. Sure. I mean, Chris will sort of, if they're vaguely near the edge, we'll just sort of walk up and speak in Sylvan at them. Hello, do you understand me? Sort of thing.
They kind of retreat back into the mass.
Either they don't like me or they understand me, or both.
Not very
And she says they're not very. They're a little shy, aren't they?
Yeah.
And she thinks for a few seconds. Do they? While they're doing this, do they eventually come back out?
Not as long as Chris is close to the edge.
Oh.
Not that
do you-
kind of edge, Amber.
What?
Oh no!
Oh no.
Said
The squirrels are
nothing.
edging Chris.
No, I was just gonna ask it. Well, you know what? Never mind.
No,
You
no,
can't-
no. Ask. I want you to be engaged.
You
It's
can't.
funny.
You can't diplomacy on squirrels, so like it.
Uh,
does-
You
I was-
actually probably can do a roll to improve animal disposition.
okay, is that diplomacy or?
See, the diplomacy or nature, I think.
Okay, so I have a long shot option.
Okay.
I can summon a Mitflit, which can talk to like bugs, and we can see if the bugs can tell us anything about what's going on.
Well,
But
Why
it's
do you
cost a
have
spell
thing
slot.
That can talk to bugs.
Why would I not have a thing that can talk to
Jesus.
bugs?
Tulip coaxes one of the animals out, and it is in fact a rather large rat,
no, tiny baby boy.
and it's just kind of looking at you. It
Can
it looks quite skin and bones.
Can I offer it some food? Like I know I'm channeling Esme at the moment, but can I give it a snack? Like
You
some food
can
for my-
offer it some food,
Yay!
and it will take the food, and it will disappear back into the pile, and then you hear quite a lot of squeaking.
Okay.
Like, there's some idiot who wants to feed us. Go, 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 go.
Hey,
Rats on
Tulip
the
is
counter.
standing right fucking beside you, sir, and she can hear you.
Huh? What? Oh no, that was out of character. It's
It
fine.
was not.
Yes, it was.
Not
Right,
allowed-
fine. You know what? No, it wasn't out of character. Fuck it.
Oh dear.
Tulip has a supernatural ability called Anti-OC Aura.
Oh no. I guess it's a good thing I have all these fucking pies in my inventory.
You have what's in your inventory?
Pies.
Why do you have pies in your inventory?
Because I was selling them before we got to the.
Oh,
the
you
outside
are
village.
correct. You were selling.
The pies, they come back around.
Yeah.
They are
Pies
getting
are-
quite stale.
Not in the mood for cheese.
Oh my god.
I don't know if the rats will mind that they're stale. They probably
No.
be worse. And they probably
Thanks,
have
you sass more holes. Sorry.
Yeah, Tulip will send down some pies, I guess.
Many rodents come out and take them all very, very quickly. None of them look particularly well fed.
Can B attempt to? Can B attempt to grab one?
Yeah? How would B like to attempt to grab one?
While it's sitting on or near Tulip, she's going to go and let's see, what does she have on her?
Right, is this going to be like a big old pounce, or are you going to try and, like, stealth it?
Oh, it would probably be a pounce, maybe assisted by like a bag or something of some sort. I'm just seeing what she actually has specifically.
Sure.
I guess she'll take out like a spare set of clothing from her backpack while she's while Tulip is pulling out the food, and she'll like have like I guess a pair of extra traveling pants,
Mm-hmm.
and she's going to try to like yank it over and wrap up both sides on a rat.
Sure. No.
Okay. Well,
No, it wiggles out handily. It pops out a trouser leg.
Okay, well, that's too bad.
And it probably runs away. B looks disappointedly after it, and she looks down at the pants in her hand. She says, "I don't really know what I was gonna do after that, but..." And she just kind of sheepishly puts the pants away.
She just looks down and is like, I've made a huge mistake.
I like the idea that Chris wasn't really paying attention, and he hears, "I don't know what I was planning to do after that." Looks back and just sees you holding a pair of pants, and just sort of gives you a confused look, like, "What?"
That's
Yeah.
even more funny in British English.
Oh god.
What?
Well, because
And,
pants is underwear for us, but pants is
Oh,
trousers for them.
yeah.
For sure.
Can Tulip try and maybe coax one of the rats into her hand, maybe?
Yeah?
I thought you said pants.
I
for a
thought you said
second there.
pants as well for a moment. Yeah, do me a diplomacy or a nature. And are you doing it with food?
Yes.
Okay. Which one was that? Where is that stat? Let's find that stat.
Oh, I guess you said hands, didn't you?
Yes.
I did hear pants as well.
Yes. No, you manage it. You manage it.
Hey.
It seems very nervous, but then it comes up and clambers up into your hands and starts nibbling at the pastries.
Yay, little pets for little rat.
It looks very hungry.
Oh. Poor Babber.
Hungry as in it may... how old does the rat look?
It's hard to judge the age of like
Does
weirdly
the...
magical rats, but it looks grown.
Okay. No, like, grade fur or anything like that? Just, like, normal as far as, like...
yeah,
color.
fairly well kept, a bit grubby,
Just thin and very ravenous.
thin and hungry. Yeah.
Okay, well... She makes a comment. I don't suppose the positive energy has been sustaining them. She kind of just eyes how thin it looks.
Maybe it like keeps them alive, but it doesn't feed them.
And she kind of just nods slowly, and she says, kind of just talking to myself. Don't know if it helps us here, but
Well, I mean, like, the old guy was talking about balance, right? And
Well,
these
this
guys are up here starving, but not necessarily dying. Like, they just seem at home in the vines and everything, even though they're not eating the fruit. I don't... This is weird.
yeah. Speaking of fruit, we actually did claim some earlier.
Yes, they did.
It's very
Being
big
reminded
and
of-
plump and tasty looking.
Yeah, being reminded of that by Tulip, she's gonna take it out. She's not gonna eat it or anything. She's gonna just kind of hold it out to this same rat and see if it reacts to it.
It looks at it, but it seems more content with the pastry right now.
Okay. She's going to set it down on the ground and step back from it so that if any rats wanted to get at it from the foliage, they could without her being nearby. But while that's happening, she's also going to cast Read Aura on the fruit.
The fruit is non-magical.
Okay. And do any rats come out to try to eat it?
Yes. A real big one, actually. Like, real
Okay.
big. Like, nearly 2 foot long big.
What the
Real
Holy
big.
shit.
Comes out, grabs the fruit, leaves again.
Did it also look thin?
Oh,
Even
yeah.
if it was big?
Yeah, you can see this thing's ribs, which isn't good for rodents. I
True.
think.
Probably.
Don't take rodent vet advice from me.
Understood.
Okay. She says, well, it does seem like they can eat the fruit here.
Maybe it only provides a bare line, or maybe it's not giving them all the vitamins that they need, and so they're malnourished, even though they're still alive.
Right.
But the real question is like, how are they able to acclimate to this environment?
Well, if the plants don't grow past a certain density, then if they're small enough, then I guess they can just treat it as normal thick foliage. It's not like
Maybe.
it's a solid wall or anything.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't. Maybe if you're sufficiently small, it doesn't bother you.
And if only we had the shrink spell,
Mm.
and we can go like an Ariete style adventure.
A what style adventure?
Ariete, like the borrower things, the
Oh, yes.
That kind of thing. That'd be funny.
Could you all do me another perception check, please?
Okay.
Or
God damn, I am just straight up in Zen mode.
Yeah, this is actually quite appropriate. Okay, so Tulip notices one of the animals that comes out for food appears to be a possum. And this possum has babies on its back. And these babies are growing.
Oh.
Growing how quickly, Tom?
Like, visibly.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. So, wait, does this place expedite the growth of anything living around it? Is that what's happening here?
B is gonna gasp in abject horror. Are we getting older?
B's frantically checking for crow's feet.
And then-
Can't have wrinkles.
Yeah.
it
And then-
might only accelerate things to the age of maturity, in which case we're probably fine. But we should check to be sure.
I don't know,
Yeah,
B could probably stand to gain a couple of years.
B actually thinks of something else, and suddenly her panic look turns into a hopeful look, and she is still like patting around like to see if anything is changing on her body, but she's saying, "Do you think it'll make me taller?"
Oh, I thought you were going for a small boob joke.
God, please. Well, I mean, she's patting everywhere, so that
Yeah.
probably what the place is.
Chris just sort of watches you bemuse. All this is like, what? It's just like,
Says what? I wouldn't mind being a little taller. You know how hard it is to reach shelves when you're this height?
no.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Tall boy.
The whole family of now grown possums waddles back into the woods.
Okay.
Chris watches this
Okay.
happen and is like, okay, that's weird.
Is it possible to take like a plant sample from here? Like if like is there? I don't know. Like do we
like-
have contacts at the
I
college
don't
still?
think that the plants themselves are magical. I think that the area is magical and it's manifesting in the plants. I don't know how to tackle this at all. Like I was just gonna say let's burn the fucking plants down, but honestly, I don't even think that that would work because I honestly think that as the fire cleared the plants, then as soon as the area was clear of the actually overt fire, that it would immediately just begin growing back so quickly that we couldn't even deal with it. I think negative energy would be a good way to tackle it, but I don't know. Like, none of us have that, so
Okay. So I am so incredibly nerdy that literally what you were just saying got me to this flavor text. Don't ask me why I know the flavor text. I just do.
Wow.
Oh man.
Wow. You fucking
I remember-
nerd.
I
Yeah,
remember. I remember rat decks in.
Oh no, that's Rev putting that. I
Oh,
put it in
oh,
off.
yeah,
I put it in
okay.
off topic.
Oh, did you as well? Oh, explosive fish.
Torching Crocer would be pointless. It grows faster than it burns.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how to tackle this.
I guess
And
I wasn't.
honestly, actually, you know what? You know what I just realized?
Yeah.
We've been treating it this whole time like this shrine is broken but this could be its natural state. Like it could be, and it could be fine right now.
I
Like
guess
actually, it makes sense that it would be fine right now. Like this seems like the appropriate state for a positive energy shrine to be in. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, B actually well, if you're saying this in character,
Yeah,
B
I am saying this in
kind of
character. Yeah.
puts a fist to or an open palm like Eureka moment. Says, yeah, the water shrine actually, it's out of they're out of balance right now. She does air quotes, but the water shrine is also having an outpouring of like water, of aligned energy, which is causing all that rain. So if this one's working, then this one it may just be like you said, it might just be like this because it's still not in balance, quote unquote.
Yeah, I mean, like if one of the other shrines is messed up, this one
Or
could be
or
fine.
the
I mean,
central one.
this looks fine, for what you would expect to see out of a positive energy shrine.
Maybe the central one is the issue. And out of character, I suspect Fish is frantically making no signs with his hands.
I have planned for either eventuality.
I see. Okay.
What I was going to say is, it seems suspicious that Tom would put together this entire map for the shits and giggles.
Now that's metagaming.
Yeah, I know, but it's true.
Why would I set you up with an obvious set of locations and then not put the same prep into all of the locations to counter that?
Because Tom, it didn't matter which location we went to. Whichever one we went to first, it's the Vine one.
That's actually not true. I'll tell you that right now.
That's how it often works.
That's how it often works, and if I were not prepared with the full set, that is how it would have worked.
Yes, precisely.
But in this case, their orders are fixed and significant. So,
let's see.
Yeah, that's my working theory, is that there's nothing to do here. And the reason that we're having so much difficulty with this area is because it's already in its correct state.
What does Tulip think about this?
Not a whole lot. She's kind of busy feeding rats and whatnot.
Head empty, pastries full.
Yeah, she's gonna let the smart kids handle it. She's a himbo. She ain't got no dog on this hunt.
I mean, like, continuing on, Zigga's basically like, like, what would you expect of a positive energy shrine in the middle of a forest to look like, other than a massive, massive vegetation that also happens to be housing a species of creature that seems entirely content within its borders? Like, I don't see it corrupted in any way. It looks completely natural. There doesn't be any signs of, like, it looks totally what I'd expect to be seeing out of it. I only looked at it as a problem because we were coming at it from the perspective of it being in a problem state, but it doesn't appear to be that way.
I mean, the other thing is that there's not really much reason to, like, we have no way of knowing, so...
So, yeah, if that's... So, B is going to kind of agree with Crystal on we have no way of knowing, even if it is within expectations. And she's going to comment, as long as we're not putting ourselves in too much danger, she says, we are already here, and we did see something that might be a clue. And she gestures in the vague direction of where they found, like, the stone. Maybe it would merit a bit more investigation while we're here before we decide either way.
I wasn't paying terribly close attention to the rat situation. Can we speak to the rats at all?
If any of you have a facility that allows you to speak to rats, then yes.
That was what I was getting at. Does any of our spellcasters have the ability to speak with the rats?
I do not.
Because honestly, or if we waited a little bit and you had an opportunity, are both of y'all prepared casters or spontaneous?
B is spontaneous. I am prepared.
do you have the capability of speaking to the rats?
Question.
Your Fae that you mentioned before can only speak to arthropods, so
Yes, I know. That's why I said
yeah,
insects. Yeah.
spiders, and the like.
Can Mike?
Okay.
Can Tabbit talk to them?
I don't know. Can Tabbit talk to them?
I don't know. It's a cat. Can cats talk to this is like a meta question. Can cats talk to other
No.
animals? What?
Cats cannot talk to rats, as far as I am aware, unless they are otherwise enhanced. I believe communication is bound to species, give or take.
Sure. I was gonna say I don't know if we're like on the animals can talk to other animals.
Yeah,
and we
no,
just
it's
blah blah blah.
Maybe animals are better at reading the sign language, or mammals would be better at reading the sign language or kind of body language of other mammals. But like complex verbal communications, they're not similar enough.
Yeah, I don't even think cats can speak to other cats in the same way that you would expect like a human to speak to a human. Like you're not speaking in a language when you're talking with like a modified cat versus speaking to an unmodified standard normal cat. Like it's body language.
That's fine. It's fine. I don't know. I was just asking. It's
Yeah.
fair. Okay. I mean, if she can't speak to them, then I don't think I'd expect it to be more of a primal thing. So more of Bee's wheelhouse.
You
Okay.
would probably be correct, but I do not have a spell to talk to animals.
Okay.
Nor do I.
Ah, here we are. Familiar abilities. This is what I was looking for.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
There are a lot of them. Okay, so kin speech is actually one of the abilities that you need to take. And you can't take it until level 6. And
Fucking
that's
yikes.
just to talk to other cats.
Jesus. That seems a bit harsh.
That does seem a bit
Yeah.
harsh, but presumably there's some kind of balancing restriction on that for a reason.
No, it's fair enough. It's just like, really?
Yeah, that surprises me too, but I'm not going to fight that.
That seems like a noob trip.
Well, it depends. You could...
I mean, you can solve a lot of situations with it. It's just
yeah.
weird that it's quite so expensive.
Okay,
So-
well, so we can't speak to the rats. I personally don't want to go back into the vines. That seems really dangerous, and I mean, I don't even know what we could do in there with the limited time window that we have to work in, of constantly needing to be continuing to move. Like we couldn't sit down and look at anything for any period of time.
No.
If we wanted to spend an inordinate amount of time here, we could dig a trench all the way around the things to make sure that there's nothing gets out, and then we set the whole thing ablaze and see if we could look around long enough to ascertain what happens before it respawns. But I think that that's too much trouble. I think we should just move on.
Not gonna
Sounds
lie,
like a
I'm
real-
almost tempted to be the idiot that just like walks in and waits to see what happens. For science, of course.
I mean, we know what happens. Eventually you would take lethal damage and you would die, and then your corpse would be just hanging in there, part of the vines. You know.
That's pretty metal.
That is pretty metal.
Does Tulip need to talk to someone?
To be honest with you, like if she started walking in there, Chris would be like, "What is it with my sisters and trying to kill themselves?" It's just like,
You know,
wait,
there's a lot of
I'm the
trauma.
common denominator. So
I was about to say, being to just look at Chris and say
Because we're forced to be around you.
nothing.
I mean, you don't have to deal with you all the time.
Yeah.
Oh man, I have to spend way more time in my head than any of you do.
Alright, well, that seems like so I think this got shouted out to the void because I think I disconnected again while I was talking.
Uh-oh.
But it does seem, so I was originally saying that,
there isn't a great way to verify, and while we're here, we maybe could investigate that stone tablet if we didn't think it was too dangerous. It does sound like we do think it's generally too dangerous. So, as far as everything looks, I would B would agree with Ziga that it seems like if Ziga's right about this being a positive energy shrine, it would seem that this is acting as one might expect something like that to be acting.
So
Let's see. Yeah, if only read aura takes too long. If only I could read the aura of like that freaking stone tablet thing.
What's the range on Midora?
30 feet actually. I don't know if I need line of sight. I think generally things require line of sight. It doesn't specifically say it. So I guess it's up to you.
You can certainly get close and try and do it.
Sure. Since we're here, she'll get close. Not enough to anger the vines, but she'll try to get a little closer and kind of just scan. She might ask for help from one of Chris or Ziga to see if. Actually, well, I guess Detect Magic's not that precise yet. Yeah, she'll kind of just try to feel for it.
You can feel something for sure, but it's just tickling at the very edge. You might
Okay.
have to get a little closer.
How close is she to the wall right now?
If she were any closer, there would be vines up her nose. Mostly because they're trying to
Okay.
grab her. Not
I
like
see.
because she's trying to pick her nose with vines, which would be very... I don't know why you'd do that. That's very weird of you, B.
New experiences are the spice of life. And she's going to say to the rest of the group, I know it's pretty dangerous to go back there, and I'm not saying we should go all the way back there, but I think I can feel something just outside of my range here. Tulip and Ziga, could I ask you to just like clear out a little bit so I can stand forward a little bit and maybe grab me if I get grabbed?
Yeah, right.
Chris will wander over to watch the experiment.
Alright. Boop.
Okay, there is a bit of a space cleared ahead of you.
Go, we're going in.
Okay. And you're reading aura again?
Which, for your information, takes a little while. It's a 1 minute cast time.
It's
I
a
think.
1 minute car. Oh my word.
Yeah.
I guess we're all hacking at the stuff to stop it eating B.
Yep.
I mean, it can eat me for a bit. It probably won't do anything.
Okay.
That's
Just don't let it permanently eat me.
I'm gonna say if it's all three of you working on it, then you can probably just keep it at bay.
Yeah.
To save us rolling 18 attack rolls.
Sure, yeah.
It is very strongly both necromantic and conjuration.
Oh.
Necromantic.
Oh, the rats are dead.
No. So necromantic is still often positive aligned. So I think heal is actually heal might be advantageous.
Necromancy spells harness the power of life and death. They can sap life essence or sustain creatures with life-saving healing. Necromantic spells often have curse, death, healing, negative, or positive traits.
Yeah, like the heal spell is a necromantic spell. It's a necromancy spell. So that's not intrinsically wrong. That is what we would expect. So it seems like, and she's gonna take a step back just so she's out of the range.
It seems like vines.
She's gonna say it does seem like a positive energy shrine, most likely. So she shrugs. I think Riziko's right.
I guess it makes sense, right? Because if it were blocked or whatever, blocked? I don't know. If it were not working, then surely everything around here would be dead instead. or at least not
decaying or
like
just
this. He
normal.
vaguely gestures at just like the mass of undergrowth.
She nods.
May I offer an observation?
Okay.
Yes.
The blocked water shrine had a mass of water.
Yeah, but it was being blocked by mud. There
I-
doesn't appear to be any sort of similar
Oh
blockage
no.
of sorts.
No, he's right. No. So the shrine was covered in water, and then we unblocked it, and then the larger area was affected.
Mm.
Instead, here we have the same, where like the shrine itself is covered in this, and the larger. So I guess what we should expect if this shrine is working properly is just like for the whole area to have lots of like animals and like, you know, the trees are bigger or closer together, or I don't know, like there's more undergrowth
Sure.
is an
Okay.
option.
Well, it looks like we do have our, and if Chris says that, then she's gonna sigh and say, "We looks like we do have our work cut out for us."
Cut out for us.
Can I check? So
You can take some psychic damage if you like. Yeah.
Tom,
Yes.
the area around,
Yes.
is it kind of like not necessarily like this area obviously is like ridiculous, but otherwise is it not actually all that lush? Is it kind of like maybe
No,
a little
That's
Yeah.
what he was saying earlier. Is like, well, before we even got to the screen, the
Before we-
undergrowth was thick.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's
no,
what
that
I
is
was
true.
thinking. Like, I don't.
Oh no, but
this
it was turning
looks-
into a marsh at the other shrine,
Yeah.
right?
So that could still be the same thing. It was marshy before we unsealed it, and it was abnormal for the area. I would say that this level of forest growth is also abnormal for the area. That's
Also, once we fixed the other shrine, it was no longer offensive. This one is.
oh, you mean like the shrine
Yeah,
itself?
the snakes were there before, right? And they were like a defensive mechanism that attacked us. Whereas now there are no snakes, and here we have like the vines that attack us.
Are they really attacking us though?
I mean, in their strange way.
I mean, they're not attacking us. They're just growing. Like they're not actually like actively assaulting us in any way.
Yeah, but at the other shrine, the water isn't rising up and trying to make us drink it.
I'm not sure. And I like with unclear objectives, it almost seems like it's better to just go somewhere else. But you get like,
I
yeah,
mean, we
could
can just
try
go to we can go to one of the other shrines if you'd rather, and then what we could do is clear out all the other shrines, and then if it's still a problem, then we come back here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I don't want to travel if we don't have to. Like, I'd love to resolve it here if we could, but I don't know what to do here. Like, what
I
is
will
our
be honest,
objective?
I'm not sure how much help I can be with this. This is really more your wheelhouse, and he points at B
B
than
is-
mine.
This is
B
you.
B is gonna nod, but what she says is probably not the direction Chris is thinking of. And she says, "Well, I don't know how useful I would be in clearing out this kind of thing, and I can't talk to them. But," she says, "I'm pretty sure, since we're in a big forest, the other town to the west here probably has a similar set of industries to the one, I can't remember the name out of character, the one we just came from. Holton. And so I imagine there are some beefy woodcutters there who might be able to be convinced to come and help us clear this out while we do some work on it."
I mean, this is not something in the wheelhouse of mundane, like commoners that
And
that
she's
can-
and
like
she said,
like it's actively growing. It's not like it's just let's clear it out and move on.
and she says, "I don't know, but Tulip is a a strong young lady, she says, but at the end of the day, she's just swinging around that sword to clear these out. I think some career woodcutters could do something similar with axes. Or maybe we just go and get some things that we can use to help to burn this circle down.
I mean, the quickest way to do it is to salt the earth.
If we're convinced that there is something that we need to do here, to me it seems the most prudent course of action is to return to either one of the towns and purchase a Speak with Animals scroll, or maybe possibly two, if we can afford it, and try to convince the rats to assist us in whatever needs to be done.
What are the rats gonna do?
I don't know what needs to be done. Like, I personally think it seems like everything's fine. But if we're convinced that there's something that needs to be done here, then it seems like it would be...
Tom,
Why not use the creatures that are capable of navigating the area already to assist us with whatever needs to be done here?
That would be a different avenue, but it would still be something similar. Like
it would also be rather expensive. Is there some form of role I could make? Can I make a magically tangential roll to like come to a conclusion I see either way as to whether this is actually something we need to clear out? Because I'd really like to resolve that rather than like running back and forth.
Sure.
Is it an arcana? Is it an occultism? Is it nature?
Nature would be the best. You could do it with any of the four like magic schooly ones, but if it's not nature, the DC will be higher.
There you go. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, this is fucked.
Right. Right.
Okay, can he get some more clarification as to how it's fucked?
I mean, these plants should be constantly choking the life out of each other, and they are not. They should be choking the life out of the rats, and they are not. These rodents probably should not be alive with how thin they are, and given that nature and like primal magic is inherently about kind of being in sync with that kind of stuff. The fact that this is so wildly outside of what is expected of nature means that this is wrong, either intentionally or unintentionally.
Okay, BRB Lou, sorry.
In fact, B, being a practitioner of primal magic, might get the sense that it is almost their moral duty to resolve this.
Yeah.
If they were a druid, it absolutely would be.
Mm-hmm. Right. So that is kind of where I was trying to get at this. If not like as a primal practitioner, just even as their due diligence, because they are going to each of the shrines to try to solve the issue. If there's doubt that it's not how it's supposed to be functioning, even if it's not like we're not clear 100% that it is wrong. Which we may have just gotten confirmation of in character, it would still be worth exploring more about it, because we saw something, we didn't get to the bottom of it because it was tricky at the time.
Okay, well then, so we've established at this point that we need to do something to resolve the situation. I think we've established that the idea that Ziga initially had of taking care of it via the rats is probably going to be too difficult and too expensive. So then we need to come up with an alternative solution that addresses the safety issue, because it's not going to be very difficult to lose one of us in here, and we only barely managed to avoid doing that the first time. And it's not going to be too many rounds before it becomes literally lethal.
Right.
So we need to come up with a game plan to deal with this, to buy us enough time to be able to properly figure out what needs to be done to fix the situation.
Sure.
Just for reference, both B and Chris, as practitioners of magic, will be aware that a Speak with Animals spell is 2nd level. The scroll, therefore, will cost 12 gold, and it will be quite hard for you to find in Holton.
Sure, got it.
or in Shoreby for that matter.
I also don't want to
Oh,
spend
gotcha. I was
12
thinking it was
gold.
a first level spell.
Second
Like,
level spell. First level would be 4 gold. Still not cheap, but manageable.
yeah, well, yeah. But I mean, like in third edition, it was first level. So yeah, that was what confused me.
I guess the first thing we can do then is from safety. We can do some essentially experimentation on what can clear out this stuff, and if anything, can keep it cleared out even for a short period of time. But longer.
That's actually a good point. If we stay on the periphery and test this thing, like if we try a couple of different things on it, we can test it before we get too heavily in over our heads.
I mean, can we just try and intentionally start a fire?
I mean, that's one thing we could do. Yeah.
I think that the prudent course of action is to take some mitigating efforts to make sure the fire doesn't spread to the rest of the forest.
I think the fire is like the one of the nuclear options in this as a solution, just because it's we need to do a lot of setup. We probably don't have everything we need to make a fire of because like natural foliage is not that easy to burn. We would probably need more things to actually do that even.
I was just going to call for a check, but since you've identified that IRL, yes. It is slightly raining still.
Yes.
So everything is quite damp, and also live wet foliage that is not covered in dry tinder does not burn easy. Because it's full of water.
You'd make like a pile of tinder, and you would build a bigger and bigger fire next to the thing, and then eventually the fire is big enough that it will catch fire.
Eventually, yeah.
I was like even thinking we potentially need to get like alchemist's fire, not just even normal fire.
Napalm, essentially.
Essentially.
It'll catch eventually, like, because if nothing else, if you have a big enough fire in the vicinity, all the water will evaporate. Then it just sets on fire. Like, it will catch, and then eventually the fire is hot enough that it doesn't actually matter that everything is slightly wet. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And
like
it would
fire.
be interesting. It would be interesting to find out. And actually, we don't even necessarily have to set up the conditions that would cause it to actually catch fire. I'm curious if we attempted to set up a fire,
would it react?
If the vines would destroy our efforts.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That would be funny.
If they're with regards to this fire plan, how do you feel about rodents?
Yes, that's
Well, no, that's the other thing is I don't think. Well, I mean, the rodents have already proven that they're capable of leaving the vines. So if that's the case, because they've left the vines to come to us in the safety portion, to retrieve fruits and food and everything like that, so they could literally just run out. But even if they couldn't, these creatures are not naturally existing creatures, and Ziga doesn't have much moral compunctions about.
I don't think that's what he meant. I think he meant we get swarmed by angry rats.
Oh, well, I mean, that's assuming that they're sentient enough to understand what we're doing. They don't appear to have given that indication that they are.
Well, I think the main issue is not even the rats, it's that we still have not confirmed either way the existence of nature spirits in the area. Because if there are any in the area, they may react adversely to us trying to set fire to the grove. They may do something themselves, or they may in some way set the rodents on us, even if the rodents themselves are not intelligent enough to do that.
Well, that's true. But what I'm getting at is, regardless of what happens, the fact that something happens is an indication that we're dealing with some sort of sentience, which would be useful information to have.
Amber, I think, was trying to say something.
I don't want to hurt any animals, please.
I think they're probably able to leave the grove. If we're set fire.
For what it's worth, I suspect that is a near hard veto on a player level of randomly hurting.
Yeah,
well,
I will baby rage. Sorry.
But no. But y'all, you're not listening to what Zig is saying. I'm not saying I want to start a fire. I want to look like I'm starting a fire. Do you understand the distinction? I'm not actually setting fire. I don't want to set a fire that's big enough that that it would
He wants to
actually
try. He
catch.
wants to act like he's going to start a fire and see if it reacts. He's trying to provoke
You're
it,
trying to
or
provoke
see if it will get provoked.
Sure.
That makes sense. B still thinks that should be a later resort, just because typically when you provoke something, the reaction tends to be anger. Not the most helpful demeanor. To
Right.
start.
I want to. I'm throwing out ideas. I'm not necessarily
Yeah, no,
saying
I
I'm going to
understand.
commit to a course of action.
That is an option. Yes,
Yeah.
that is an option. More immediately and maybe lower scale, B would like to try to cast some random spells to see if they do any damage to the foliage.
Sure.
Just to know for sure. So the ones would be. I got some conflicting information before, so she's gonna try to electric arc some of the vines to see if it does any damage to it. Other than that, she's also going to try to cast Produce Water, see if the impact is able to actually break any of the vines, or if,
Sure.
if they're hardy enough to basically be immune to bludgeoning.
The electric arc doesn't do a whole lot.
Mhm.
It certainly doesn't start any fires.
Yeah.
Produce Water does seem to do some stuff, but it is mostly moving it out of the way rather than destroying it.
Okay.
It just bends to accommodate
yeah.
the water or weight before it slides off. or whatever.
There is some damage, but it's almost non-lethal damage to it.
Right. Yeah, I understand. So when it pushes things out of the way, it's like only for a split second, and it bounces right back, or like there is an opening there for like a turn.
It's about a turn. It takes a bit of time to reform from being deformed.
Okay. Sure thing. This one probably does not do anything.
Or
Okay.
heal.
No, Gust of Wind. Probably not strong enough.
I wouldn't recommend trying to heal it. I'm not sure that's going to do the move.
I don't think that's the direction we want to go.
No, Gust of Wind, what does that do?
Probably not. It's a 60-foot line of wind.
The
fire
knocks
versus
prone or
fog.
pushes on a fail. Okay, sure. And checks you if you succeed.
I'm actually curious what healing wit would do.
I don't think B wants to try. Basically, this entire area is saturating the area with basically a heal spell, even if it's low quality, high quantity. So it's not likely to do anything, to be perfectly honest.
Well, I mean, on a somewhat metagame level, and I think that I could rationalize this in character, but I'm not necessarily sure I want to just yet. But like on a somewhat metagame level, some iterations of this type of like overabundance of positive energy, when you give it more positive energy, it just kind of explodes. Like it can't contain it. So I'm wondering if it would actually have any sort of effect.
Positive damage is a thing.
Okay.
But whether you want to try that or not with your first level spell slots is entirely up to you.
Well, I mean, do any of us?
I mean, because like if it's like filled to the point of bursting, and then if you continue to push it over the edge, it might literally have some sort of cascading effect.
Sure.
But
so
we don't know that though.
Right. So here's a question. Earlier, I made a check to see if healing someone could have adverse reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be reasonable that part of that is if there have been any adverse reactions that have been documented ever that you would know of, would any of them be as a result of positive energy overload, basically?
So the way,
even if I'm actually in this plane,
the way that invoked healing magic works, no. But invoked healing magic is structured and controlled and nice.
I see.
It wasn't really covered.
Sure.
In most educations that you've had, but it's entirely possible that doing it in an uncontrolled manner could be quite bad for someone. It's essentially cancer, right?
Oh no. Okay.
Is too much cell growth.
Okay. Well, I guess that is another option, although that may also be considered a nuclear option, if it even works. Because the way I would probably approach it if I were to do that is a 30-foot emanation cast of heal, maybe multiple. Just because there's so many quote-unquote potential targets here, if they count it.
You would be, if you did it not as a 30-foot emanation, you would be targeting a square with it.
Right. So I guess that is an option.
Well, Zika is ready for it. If you're ready to, if you do it, he says he'll be ready to go in and try to ascertain whatever is on the stone, so that we can try to resolve whatever needs to be done here. Assuming everything works according to what we hope that it will.
Okay.
I mean, before we do that, have we been all the way around this?
Yes. We have
We
not seen
did.
anything control around
And
the
we
room.
didn't see anything that was even remotely similar to the wells.
Correct.
You did not.
There's no landmarks. There's no like knots of vines. There's none of that.
Not that seem any more significant than any other particular patch
Like
of
this
foliage.
isn't like an actual knot of vines, and this isn't an actual knot of vines.
Not
Correct.
Nor is
Yeah.
this,
mechanically
and nor is
speaking,
this.
no, they're not.
Okay.
There are big tangles of vines that are more viney than other more, floral patches, but mechanically it's the same through and through.
Sure. This is an out of character question, just because of the subject matter. Can I make the assumption, or is it reasonable for me to request that if I do this, that for one reason or another it does not harm the rats, or is that still on the table and I have to think of something else?
You are attempting a structured heal on something that would be structurally healable, so it would probably err on the side of pleasantry.
I see. Okay. Then let's do it. B is going to spend up to 2 spells. So she's going to cast once first, and then if it seems to do something but not enough, she's going to throw another one in.
Sure.
So 3 action heal.
Where is she standing?
Right next to the. So if we were roughly around like here when we spotted the stone thing, so I guess she would be standing like here, or like as close as she can get, like here-ish.
Sure. Could you pick a square for the ease of my selecting?
Sure.
things?
Whatever the edge is. Let's say here.
I should probably have drawn a more defined edge on the thing. Let's say here. I like that spot.
Sure.
We'll say that's good. Because that means I can find it really easily in the map thing, because I could not possibly have planned for where you were standing on this.
Sure. You can give me a 30-foot aura if that helps.
You know what? It really doesn't.
No? Okay.
Okay. And do that.
If it doesn't do anything, that's easy.
Yeah, it does. It does do something. You're just gonna have to bear with me a sec while I ungroup 500 objects in Incarnate.
Do you regret what you've done here?
No, it's fine. It's fine. So that square and then 30-foot emanation would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the sake of argument, it's Christ above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like all of. Oh fuck me! No, I shouldn't have selected that one. Because that was okay. I need to lock the outside because the outside needs to not move. Where's the outside gone?
I have a feeling that something is happening.
Something is happening.
Something is happening.
There's something happening here.
Oh fuck! That deleted my reference square. Beans. And then like that. and a bit of that, and them, and that. Okay, that'll do.
Like
I'm glad you can only cast this a couple of times.
Okay.
And then I need to do that. I need to do that. Oh. Oh, hold on. Ah, fuck, really? Now? Now is the time when I've uploaded too many assets?
Hit the cap already. That's impressive.
Yeah, I know. These are 2K maps that I'm making for you here.
I always compress them, but yeah, that does make sense. I think mine were like 500 kilobytes after compression or something like that. They did get a little artifacty though.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid the artifactiness. Okay, I made enough room by deleting all of the lighthouse from session 2.
Sure.
It's all saved
I was planning on
anyway,
going
so
back there.
I can bring them back in if we need them.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I should have cleared the good versions of Flaxfell. They're never coming back.
Oh, that's a spoiler, not one I wanted to know. Kidding, but
Da da da. Da,
Never
da,
gonna be
da.
Oh. Well, that worked. Holy shit.
There we go. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's gonna fuck the capture. Oh well. Yes. So you have made a rather nasty plant slurry as the healing has imbued all of the foliage and kind of popped it on a cellular level.
okay. I think that means that we have to go deeper, but I can't move this turn because I'm busy casting. But it might take more than a round for it to grow back, so I guess.
It looks like it's really trying, but you've
Yes.
caused it problems.
Yes.
I better start deleting more trees already, hadn't I?
Yeah, so B is going to let out a breath as she finishes casting that one. She says, she's going to yell, it looks like it's working, get ready. And I think we're gonna run in a little deeper after she catches her breath.
Okay. I mean, I guess we just like run up to the edge and you do it again.
Essentially, it'll be two rounds after because I need to run and then I need to cast a 3
3 and
action.
cast it, yeah.
Whatever that means mechanically. That's what I'll do. You guys probably get like 1 round of looking around at stuff.
Yes.
At the
You see, actually, Wild Bee is recovering and moving up. Lots of very plump rats disappearing back into the foliage.
Plumper than before?
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
Okay.
these rats are thick.
Okay, well, since
Thick
it is
So
Bad.
rats that actually receive some sort of like real sustenance.
Okay.
And then you're gonna do it again.
Yep, so I'm gonna run right up to the edge, and at this point, because it worked, she's not going to care if she gets grabbed.
Sure.
I don't think that actually stops her from casting it. She's gonna get right up in there.
Sure. She does, in
do-
fact. I should probably roll for that.
Sure.
Just for consistency's sake.
Sure.
That doesn't even hit you.
Okay.
And then you cast again.
Yes.
Uploading. Take your time. Fucking
Well,
hell.
forcing background work.
This is the issue of me not knowing how you're going to solve something.
Oh my, what on earth just happened there?
Is this already the right size? Did it come in at the right size? I don't believe it. It did. It's one over.
Oh
There we
wow,
go.
holy heck.
Yeah, so they're new maps, I guess.
Yes.
Or new map images. Yeah.
New map images. Yeah, I have to align them appropriately. And in the center of this circle-ish, I think,
Yeah.
there is one very strangled-looking tree.
Huh. Okay, this is maybe a little meta use for a spell, but I'm interested if it works.
Yeah.
So I have a spell called Sanctuary,
Right.
which I don't know whether I can like sanctuary the strangled tree
You
to
ward
try and
a
defend it
creature
against all of the
with
vines.
protective energy that deters enemy attacks. Creatures attempting to target the attack must need a will. Okay.
Attempt to attack the target. So I don't know whether I can like ward the tree.
I'm gonna say yes because I like that fun, creative use of that spell, but don't take that as a precedent.
No, it's fine. I just thought it could be because it also sounds like it must be at least vaguely positive energy to be doing this. So I'm wondering whether it will just like explode the vines or something. I don't know. Go, Gadget Sanctuary. I don't think I need to make a roll or anything. I just like it's touch.
It's
It's
touch range. You'll need to get up in there to do it.
So I'll run up and Sanctuary it.
Okay. Oh, Zigger's in there too. What's Tulip doing out of interest?
Just standing around waiting for somebody to tell her to swack at something.
You can herd.
Okay.
You can herd the rats.
There are many, many rats.
Yes.
So you cast Sanctuary on the tree,
Yeah.
and it is handily covered in a big old bubble.
Yeah.
Which pushes away the vines. And it seems to get a bit of a glow on it. I would say maybe Rev would now be quite familiar with that kind of glow. Because this happens to be exactly like the big tree in Elden Ring.
Let's see. Okay.
And it kind of starts the vines around it kind of start retreating beyond the realm of the sanctuary, out towards the edge.
Yeah.
And where are we? The tree grows and grows very quickly.
Oh shit. Womp. Oh my god, that is a large tree.
That's not even as large as it should be yet.
Okay. I think I get it. Okay, I understand. This is the well.
I put that on the wrong layer. Map layer. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, I'm now in
no,
the tree.
and in fact, you all get pushed out with quite some significant force. But thankfully, that force is only like 12 damage, and you are immediately healed because it's a positive energy area.
Sure.
So you're all bruised for a few seconds.
Oof.
Rats get blown the fuck out.
No, they're fine. They're fine. They also get healed.
I mean, yeah, they can't. I don't think it's very easy for stuff to actually die.
No.
Especially smaller creatures, they can't really. It's not easy for them to die from falling.
But there is now before you a big old tree. It is going up way beyond the height of the canopy around it. This will absolutely be noticed by someone.
Okay. We're doing more good in the world?
Question mark?
Congratulations,
Chris, like,
you've made a
has
big
been
tree.
like holding on for dear life to keep the sanctuary spell going, and then sort of takes his hand off the tree, looks around at everyone, and is like, "I didn't know if that would work. I kind of just made that up."
Yeah,
Right.
that seems to be the theory, like the running theme of our adventures is that we don't know what we're doing, we don't know how we're doing it, and we just kind of
We're
stumble
doing
into
it. That's the
solutions.
important thing, is what people say.
Just like disentangles himself from roots and fucking like detritus.
Oh yeah.
And like prestidigitations because this is his fucking spell, and just sort of wanders out away from all the roots and is like, "So is it? Does this count as fixed?" Looks at the gigantic tree.
I guess.
And B is
I
going to.
mean, I'm just wondering what the fallout of this is going to be on the area.
Julie,
I mean,
would,
like-
would you like to try and cut the tree down?
No.
What?
No, I don't want to try and cut the fuck off big tree.
Like we cleared out the water shrine and there became a torrential downpour. What is this going to do?
Oh,
We're not staying to find out, right?
I mean,
That's
Well,
what we
I-
agreed on.
Yeah, I
I
think we
mean,
should leave right now before
won't the
before we.
roots won't a tree this big? Won't the roots like suck up all the nutrients and kill all the trees around it?
I don't want to find out.
I suspect this is basically the equivalent of this shrine's well. When she's like referring to the water shrine's wells, it's like basically absorbing the positive energy, and it's gonna distribute it somehow. But yeah, don't want to be here to find out. We still have to regulate the other ones, and then hopefully put everything back to normal before it has much of a time to do any damage.
Sure. Let's go then. And he sort of just like wanders out from among all the all the roots, gets to the edge of the place, looks back and is like, wait, what is everyone else gonna think of this?
Let's hope we don't run into any angry mobs.
Imagine just like you see, like he's been watching over Leylwyn all this time, like all yesterday, and he comes back outside to take a break, and he looks over at the forest, and this massive tree just shoots up out of the forest. He's like, "For fuck's sake!"
Jesus Christ, what are they doing out there?
And
Localized rain cloud just pouring, like dumping water down.
Chris also has kind of just stood there like scratching his head, and then he goes, "Wait, weren't we supposed to be lying low from the church?"
You're late for that. Let's go. Time is up.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've literally just created a geological formation. This is our this is our way of lying low.
Chris like watches Tulip all the way over there, and is like, "Tulip, we're going. I think."
This is visible from space.
He's saying, well, at least this has nothing to do with what they told us to stay away from. She
that
almost
we know of.
bringing it up, but she does finish her sentence at least.
It would be curious to find out when this was sealed. Like if this was sealed only in the last couple of weeks or whatever, or if this has been sealed like since the incident, or if this has been sealed for centuries. Like
She'll say it seems doubtful that it was sealed recently, otherwise people would probably notice the absence of a normally humongous tree that would have been
right.
done.
So that's a good question to ask when we get back to like Norhau. Is when the last time that this tree was here?
I mean, what are the odds though that we unleash if we unclog all of the temple things, whatever these are? What's gonna happen to Llewellyn? Like, is he gonna like turn into some like godly something and like smite us for something? I don't know.
Well, he could turn into like a cabbage mancer or whatever the heck.
Maybe
that-
he
that
You're a
gets-
lady-
sycomancer, thank you.
Maybe he becomes less angry because things will be back in balance again.
Huh. Okay,
Yeah, I
let's
mean,
go.
I was gonna say it might be one of those trial by fire sort of things that, like, in its weakened state, he was ranting about the fact that it is no longer in balance, and then when we started to put things back in balance, we actually aggravated his systems temporarily. But then once we finish, he'll be better.
Man, I really hope there isn't actually a trial by fire. That would suck.
We aggravate his assists.
Oh no.
hope he's not
Chris
dead.
like starts
mean,
wandering out of the area. It's like,
we
no.
did just deal with the positive energy, but maybe he'll be better already. But either way, let's just keep moving.
So the water one caused him to froth at the mouth while he was having seizures. This one's gonna make him young again?
It's
Oh,
literally
no.
gonna like put a stick up his ass.
It grows the stick in his ass, or what?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So if there's like a rock based one, does it just make him very solid?
Makes him rock hard, that's for sure.
Okay.
No. Oh no.
Provides him
We
with-
did it.
We did
I
something.
think.
Something is what we did.
Okay,
Our region.
that went well.
It did go well. And we will end it there, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's
I fear for the region.
Especially with us just like bumbling into shit and messing stuff up. Like we are not approaching this like scientists. We're approaching this like, look what we can do. And they just stumble into shit.
Science, there's an old man's life in danger, which we might be endangering, but that's okay because we're trying to help.
Look, I'm not a scientist. I'm a witch.
B is
I
not
don't know your fancy science nonsense.
B is a nature mage.
You're being led around by basically two hippies.
In a manner of speaking, I guess.
I mean, Tulip at least has the himbo excuse.
Well, I mean, technically, Zigga's also in that boat. Like, Zigga's not conventionally intelligent. He's got a 10 intelligence, so it's not like he's, you know, more smart than the average person. He just knows a lot of languages and
Chris
approaches
Chris has pretty decent, goddamn good intelligence. It's just that I honestly spent that entire session going, man, I really wish I could be more helpful to the party, but I don't know what the fuck to do.
To be fair, you did, you know, do the final thing.
I did do a thing right at the end, yes. I cast the spell.
Yeah, Tulip stopped everyone being choked to death by vines.
Zigga was the ideas guy.
Zigga was the ideas guy.
Provided the body to be choked by vines and also.
Yeah, B was just in a hentai this whole fucking episode.
B was
Oh,
the girl in
no.
the hentai.
Oh no, big sister, what are we doing in the forest?
I've
Oh,
seen enough naughty scrolls to know where this is going.
Oh no. Oh, goodness gracious. Right, I need to head off in that case, but thank you for hosting. It's fun, as always.
And thank you
No,
for playing.
Yeah, bye guys.
Bye.
Catch you later. Oh, bye, Amber.